Cecilia, you're breaking my heart, you're shaking my confidence daily. Oh, Cecilia, I'm down on my knees, I'm begging you please to come home, come on home. Making love in the afternoon with Cecilia up in my bedroom. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve only update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. And before we get started, everyone should take a look at Star Helix, Kyle Willson, Wendy Stibalis, and Golden Assets on YouTube, and at Not Star Helix, at Hey David Don, and at EQ_crypto. Hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone has seen my last stream. My last stream was yesterday at. It was at like 10 o'clock last night. I remember being. I was in bed. I was showing Danielle the Mandalorian. That also Cobra Kai season 4. So those are extraordinarily good shows. They're amazing. I finished Cobra Kai. She finished the first season of Mandalorian. Anyway. I was in bed and I was studying the market, and I basically told a bunch of you guys which ones were undervalued and which ones are overvalued. And then Cody Thrive actually made a video about one of my posts, which I thought was really cool. I'm gonna have him on the podcast tomorrow. Not sure what time. I'll let you know. But you guys did Mr. Rodriguez first name, but Mr. Rodriguez had bought that one ultra rare zombie Spider-Man, which was really undervalued. And then there was the ultra rare Spider-Man in general, that first appearance, I thought was very undervalued. I gave reasons why, and that pumped like $1,000. So it reached $4,000 at one point, and then people that probably bought it $2,200, $2,500, $2,900 were like, okay, I could probably sell, make $1,000. So it went back down to $3,500, which is fine. But I was looking at the market before, and I noticed a bunch of stuff like. Eddie Riso Batman had just pumped a little bit over $10,000, came back down a little bit to. There's 3 of them that are under $10,000, but they're not under $10,000 by like several thousand or even a couple $100. It's $9,999, $98, and $97. That's what it is for under. So it's still technically under $10,000, but it's like your parents when you explain to them, no, the pay-per-view is not $50. It's $49.95, and they're like, they just tell you to heck off. So it's not $10,000. The cheapest one is $9,997. But I digress. I don't think any of these Eddie Russos are going to be, the sub 100s are going to be under 40K. There's not. Oh, that is something that I did want to show you guys. So there is, just for the Eddie Russos. I haven't really seen a bunch of them, but there is this one person called Tishkago, 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 that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 out of the, how many are there? 58. There's 58 Eddie Riso Batman out there, and 12 of them belong to that person, Tishkago. So there's really only 46 out there. But wait, there's more. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them from Lewis Morgan that are listed for $5 million or more. So out of the 46, I guess, now actually there's only 41 out there. So if you want to really take a look at how many of these are like really up for sale, get rid of Gishi, which is number 56, 5.1. Get rid of all the Lewis Morgans. Get rid of pretty much all of these that are over 100,000 or more. So you'd have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So get rid of 20 of them that are 100,000 and above, because right now I don't think anyone would take that. The only ones that I think someone might pay like $100,000 for is like maybe a sub 50. There's none of those out there. Well, there's number 48. Lewis Morgan has one, but it's up for $5 million. So no one would really do that. So if you take a look at, minus the other 20, so we have 46 out there. And even still, if the floor is $10,000, is anyone really going to pay 4x the floor for something that's not a sub 100 for an ultra rare? So if we take away the, everything that's 50,000 and over. Let's say 5x is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're really taking away 25 out of the 58 that's up there. So it's down to 33. So that's 33. That's quite a lot. And we got a super chat from Kobe Collects, $20 Canadian super chat saying, Randy, keep it. Loved seeing you, bringing friends on the other day and sharing the platform with them. Love the good vibes. Song choice was elite, and you earned me and my friends with the sparring. I love it. You remind me of me and my friends with the sparring. Yeah, so there was a bunch of... me and Ty used to spar. The big guy in the back, everyone wanted him to get a new hat for some reason. We sparred a lot, and we invited pretty much everyone else there. Nobody would come except for Jen. Jen was the blonde girl. She looked like Daenerys with the hair. She was the artist, so she would come and just watch us beat the crap out of ourselves, and she would just draw. So that was pretty fun. And yeah. So we actually all almost got into a sparring match because all of y'all kept like, "What's the best anime?" And everyone, I don't think Dragon Ball Z is the best anime, but I think it's pretty heckin' good. I think it's something we all grew up with. And then everyone's like, "No, it is not the best," and they're just like absolutely crazy. I had to let it out early. Anyway, thank you for that super chat. I messed up my English there, but I loved it all. Learned a ton about you that day, inclusive Air Force, real friends, or does that mean inclusive AF? Like but I was in the Air Force anyway. Anyway, real friends, real people, and real vibes. Enjoyed it all on the replay and felt hyped with you guys. Dude, it was great. I got a couple of them to Earth too, but Ty finally downloaded the Veve app. I talked to this one guy there. I was like, "Hey, can you take a picture with my secret rare Spider-Man?" I actually might have the picture, and I'll show you guys real quick. And he would look at me like, "What do you mean secret rare?" And I was like, "Oh." So I showed him. No, I don't know why it doesn't save. I do not know why this does not save, but it was there. I swear it was. I saved it. I downloaded it, but it was not there. Is it under pictures? No, it's not under pictures. Not under anything. But either way, I can assure you, or maybe it was with my iPad, or maybe it was with my tablet. Maybe that's why, and that's why I don't have it here. That could be something. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. So anyway, back to what I was getting at. There's a lot of when you see something that says, okay, well, there's 58 for sale, and you kind of do the math and say, all right, well, out of the, let's say 175 is 10%. Then you would take a look at, okay, so 87 of them would be 5%. So there's less than 5% of these for sale. There's actually less than 2.5% for sale, because if you take a look at the numbers, no one's going to pay $100,000 plus for a bunch of these that, aren't really sub 100s. I mean, if there's a certain number that means something to you, or you think that, oh, hey, this was the year that, Batman got, the first Batman was ever printed, and you think, okay, well, I'll get that year. Some people might do that, but it's very, 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 very rare. But it's not just this. The Todd McFarlane was literally like $3,700 yesterday. It pumped up to $47 at one point. It's down to $45.99 right now, so pretty much about $4,600. And it wasn't just Batman Season 1, although that's those two aren't even like the real winners here. That was the Joe Maduro Batman. Although that increased as well. It was a Becky Cloonan that went from like $800, increasing 50% to like $1,250, which is bananas. In one day, for one of the first things from the first set to increase 50%. That's, you could make the argument that could do that with something new that maybe not a lot of people know about, but this is established. This has been out for a year. That's been out there since most of us got on the app, since all of us got on the app because it was the first one. To have that increase 50% in a day is a lot. Like that is bananas. And again, it's not even the most popular in the set. The most popular being Todd McFarlane, and the most scarce, or at least the ones that the fewest amount would be Eddie Riso. But yeah, there's to do that is a lot. And that does bring me to my next point, where I've seen growth not just in that, but the secret rare Deadpools were down to like $1,000, and they're over $1,200 now today. The secret rare alligator Lokis, which you guys know, of course, I love, were down. They were at like $930 the other day. At least the bottom one was, and now the cheapest is $1275. So it's not just. Could it be one person? I doubt. I mean, I guess it could. But here's the thing. That I don't think people are really taking into attention. When Reese said the other day that we have 3 million downloads and 1.5 million monthly active users. Now, again, that doesn't mean that 1.5 million people are like me, just studying the app each day, determining what's undervalued and overvalued. That just means that they are on the app minimum of 3 times a month. Maybe they go for the drops, and maybe they don't really spend that much money on the app. They put a little bit in, but if you watch Puddin' Cheeks, his video before, you've had like, out of all of the entire amount of gems that have been bought on the app, and I don't mean like, second, a tertiary market. I mean like actually bought on the app, throughout the entire history, 50% of them were bought in December. So let me say that again. Out of the year plus the app has been live, 50% of the gems have been bought last month. Again, it's according to a spreadsheet from Puddin' Cheeks. There's YouTube Puddin' Cheeks, and you will see it's a really funny video that he did. But again, some of the math of that is real, and he's been doing that since before he started YouTube. He's been doing that for a while. So it's Puddin' Cheeks. Let me go to just so you guys know what I'm talking about here. It's in my history. A, B, C, D, E, F. Yeah, so it's called TSNN Premier Broadcast, and it is from Puddin' Cheeks. So it's like pudding, but without the G at the end, and then cheeks, like Sandy Cheeks. And in there, he says that. So that type of thing, I don't want to overuse the word bananas, but that type of thing is, when I saw that, I had to like, did he just say that? I had to do a rewind. And I don't think, like, a lot of us that have been in this app for a while, if we had the money, if we kind of knew where this was going, and ask us right now where this will be in a couple months, or next year, or December 31st and 363 days from now, most of us will tell you, yeah, a lot of these will probably 5x, if not more. And that's easy for some things to do when they are, like the prices are only like $30, like the common alligator Lokis or the common Groots, or even some like the Myrmicornos, or the even some like the Marvel Mighties that are like $20 or less than that, like $15. Yeah, 5x isn't that hard, but when something's like $10,000, like the Riso Batman, to 5x that's $50,000, and I'm not saying that can't happen. Eminem just bought, again, one person, and it's 1% of 1% of 1% is, absolutely wealthy, and he spent almost $500,000 on one NFT today. It was a Bored Ape number 9,902 or something like that, and that's just one thing that's a flex. I don't think there are really too many celebrities outside of that one soccer player. I think it was Sergey something, that had gone on and really flexed about this, but. When you have rappers putting Teslas in their rap videos, and when that is the, and I had Mr. J1S, who's a rapper, feature Earth 2 in one of his rap videos, and then you have Non-Fungible Wonderful, that most of his next upcoming album is going to be about Akomi and Omi. That's going to pop off. Right now, this is a pretty niche. NFTs in general are pretty niche, but you have celebrities coming in, and rich people coming in that they don't care what it is. They want to be part of the club. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna get one, and they won't even feel it. Some of those people spend that much each time. And again, I've tried to tell this to people in Pokemon when they were first getting started. Like, listen, Pokemon still currently is not sought after by a lot of people because it's too new, it's too young, and it's not that expensive compared to people that buy art for 9 figures. What do I mean? I mean people that spend $100 million on one piece of art. Pokemon is nothing compared to that. Like again, the most expensive card is maybe like $2 million. Give or take. That Pikachu Illustrator. If that's some Pratt lets that go, I think he might do it for $2 million. But the idea of people saying like, oh, like, yes, we will be able to probably catch Pokemon at some point. Again, for this to be 1 year old and somebody spending, $50,000 on a number 37 Todd McFarlane, that is quite an achievement. And I'm pretty sure that that's not the most one person has spent at one time. I mean, if you take a look at those secret rare Spider-Man 252s, the comic books, which again isn't really that popular of a comic. It's just because of the scarcity, just because of the flex. People want that. When Dr. Profit, posted that he bought, hey, here's my 100th Walt, and him posting a lot of other things similar to that he just buys the floors up. Many people are coming in strongly, and again, if we people that have been here since March, since wherever, if we knew about this, if we had the money, we would have put the money in June, July, August, September. I put money in whenever I can, but unfortunately it's not that much anymore. Most of my money is in OMI. So in order to get 50% of all gems to be bought in December, that means the new people coming in they do not know what buyer exhaustion is yet. We have experienced it because, a lot of us shot our load already. But they're coming in, they're shooting their loads, and they're not going to care that, like right now, to buy a Todd McFarlane Batman, it's a lot of money, for us, because I bought my Todd McFarlane Batman at $478 or $428, something like that. So it's roughly 10x for me. So to buy another one now is like, ooh, that might be a lot. But to somebody else coming in, they're just like, all right, that's just the price. They don't know the fluctuations of the market because they haven't been here. They're like, okay, well, that's the price, this is the floor, I'm going to buy it. And again, I've seen this before in Pokemon. What happens when some players get really tired in the second half of soccer. Okay, well, fresh blood is coming in. Okay, well, guess what? Fresh money is coming in, and they do not know where the prices were. They just know what they are now. So I'm gonna get the comments I've been babbling on for a while. Only player one says, "Let's go, Randy." What says Batman Black and White Series 1 pumping? You're right. Dudge Homie says, really want to hear his opening song. Oh, I hope it worked. I hope it wasn't Mrs. Robinson, it was Cecilia. Maybe I'll do Mrs. Robinson later. Whippets Run says Incubus. It was not Incubus. Sam Sell Stuff says Omi Homies Unite. 100%. Jinferno 3 says howdy. What's going on? Super Duper Hank says, what's up, Randy? What's going on, Super Duper Hank? Hope you're doing well. Robert Desmond Warner saying making love in the afternoon. Such a good song, dude. So when you like rock and roll and you like, maybe not so much like a metalhead, but Simon & Garfunkel's a little bit of a guilty pleasure. Just a little bit of a guilty pleasure. And you know what? I am not afraid anymore. The world is ready for a comeback. Simon & Garfunkel. I don't think that's possible. Mashi says physical release of Eve Inked Stories is linked to ownership of Eve NFT. Randy, talk about it. I don't think I actually know anything about it, so I wish I did, because that sounds like a really, so Eve inked if I Google that, I don't need. Okay. Manufacturer Mighty Jet. Okay, so if I do that, if I Google it, I'm not really seeing anything that no articles. But again, you can go to images and you can tell, like, what's the physical thing, and it's really cool, and it's like a couple $100. I'd be really hoping to see a Veve NFT, but from Googling it, but I have not. At least not yet. It's not here, but there's no articles saying that the physical one's linked to the. But totally send that to me. I'll totally talk about that at some point. When Pokemon says, "Let's go, Randy." What's going on? Nick Brett says C3PO. What has he been doing? All right, let's take a look. See at the C3PO and see what has been going on with the protocol droid that has. He speaks what, 10,000 languages? Let's take a look. See at the golden moments. And we're going to the C3PO, and he's got 12,333, which is quite a lot of them. Oh, he's up to $1,000. So this Danny Boy LIAC, I have seen him. I think he owns a Donnie. I think he owns everything. I'm pretty sure he owns every set. But he's been selling a lot of his stuff recently. But it's up to $1,000. Very good. Good for it. What is R2D2? He's a more popular one. 1,700. He actually went down. He was up to 1,800 the other day. XXXYYY says Fantastic Four number 5 secret rare, undervalued in my opinion. Let's take a look at the market for the comics and see what we have. Now, I bought the Fantastic Four number 5 secret rare. I think it was like 3,500. And it was not that I had like an argument, but I was talking to Mr. Pags about it, and I was like, well, I mean, I could get like a Thor number 337 because the Beta Ray Bill, it's a lot more scarce. I felt like he had a lot more room to grow because the either in Thor 4 or Guardians of the Galaxy 3 that he would really be a that he would really have a lot of room to grow as people start to love him. But then he said no because Comics and Crypto had told him that if he had the choice, like Fantastic Four number 5 is probably one of the best comic options outside of the Marvel Comics number 1 and Fantastic Four number 1. So this is like something that people just want. And wow, it's down to 2,900. So I bought it for like 3,500, and now it's down to 29. So, I liked it at 3,500, or I should say that Comics and Crypto liked it at 3,500. They're like, hey, congrats, this is a great buy. So I'm pretty sure if they liked it at that price, they would love it at 29. So 20, yeah, I'm sorry, 2907.10. That's the price. So yeah, I would. I mean, if I had an extra $3,000, would I buy this or would I buy diversify a little bit into other stuff? I don't know. But this is something that, yeah, again, I bought it at 3,500, so to have it at 29 is probably something that I would have no issue doing again if I had the money. Learn at Home Music says, let's go. Can you please take a look and in your estimation, talk about the possibility of slept on uncommon stuff, like the uncommon Ben Reilly, also 5,000 something mints on that one. All right, I'll take a look, see. So a lot of the relationships that I looked at were really from the ultra rare and the secret rare. That's how I knew that the modern, so Spider-Man, the first appearance, that ultra rare was undervalued, and I think it still is a little bit, because every single Marvel secret rare that hasn't, that ultra rare and secret rare, the secret rare sold for about 4x of what the ultra rare did, but except for the Spider-Man, which, the secret rare was selling for 9x of what this was like. That's stupid. So I told people about it. But you said uncommon what? Ben Reilly? Okay, so again, I haven't really taken a look at the relationship between the ultra rares and the uncommons, but I will take a look at this one. So out of 5,384 that were minted, figure, so 538 would be the 10%. So a little less than 5% of these are active on the market, which is good. That's yeah, see something that's a little scarce. So the uncommon figure, the floor is about 161. So if we 6x that, this would be about 966 for the sub 100 floor, and 966. So if we see that, I'll be like, hey, that'd be a good buy. But there is nothing. I would say even close. I'd say the closest one is 1,500. So figure, so it's a 966. So and figure maybe 20. Yeah, I don't know how many of these. I guess so. 5,384, 161. From my estimation, there's no sub 100s or sub 50s that are worth it right now. But if we take a look at, okay, so uncommon, less than 5%, 5,300 of them, so 161. All we'd have to do is we'd take a look at another thing, like let's say Throg, which had 6,600, so it's 1,000 more, but still, slightly less than 5% of them are on there, and he's at 45, probably because one is Spider-Man, and so that's the other thing. It's hard to make comparisons from other things because like Throg, like nobody knows of, but still, there's not a ton of him. 6,630, and there's only 40 floors 45. That's less than retail. So 45. So figure 450. 450 should be the sub 100 floor. So if you take a look at the Throg sub 100s, number 89 is pretty good because number 89 is going for less than 400, and it should be about 450. And then actually no, I'm sorry. It should actually be much more than that because it's an uncommon, so it'd be 8. So it's 8 times 4. Oh no, I'm sorry. 32 plus about 3,900. So actually, that's the 89 is about properly valued. But if you're going to spend $400 on something, just spend the extra $100 in my opinion if you have it, and don't get 89. Just get number 57 for 500. Which again, if you're absolutely set on getting a sub 100 Throg, that the best bang for your buck is number 57. But it's still, I think, pretty properly rated. I wouldn't say it's like, yo, this is super undervalued, go get this right now. I would just say that it is probably the best bang for your buck if you really want one. I'll do one more. I'll try the Storm uncommon. Wind Rider. Okay, so there's 12,500 of her. There's a lot. So there's like 9% of her that. So there's a lot of her. She's below retail still, selling $39.50. So let's say $3,200 for the sub. I'm sorry, $320 for the sub 100 floor should be. There's one close, number 67 at $349. You'd actually get a sub 50 for $800, which is pretty cool. That's pretty interesting. Get 47 for 800, and the cheapest sub 50 after that is $1,400. So what you're doing is if you're getting a sub 50 for this at 800, and then now the next floor up is $700. I'm sorry, $600 more expensive than that. So you're raising the floor by $600 if you buy one. I would say that's probably the best bang for your buck is number 47 buying, because you're getting a sub 50. Yeah, I think that's really good. Just my opinion. But I think number 41 was on there. And number 41 is pretty good. That's the best that you can get. But it's $3,100 for the uncommon. Now I got number 43 secret rare for $2,500. Granted, that was a steal. No one will ever get that again. But so those are the uncommons that I went for. Learn at home. Anthony Rodriguez says, I took a screenshot yesterday of Veve collectibles to compare to next year, and look at the price already on the 2nd of January. Imagine next year's price. I'm going to try to imagine summer's price. I think the heat is on, which is really weird because the heat hasn't been on in a while. I was mistaken the other day when I thought it was on. Yeah, again, we're barely on Immutable X. There's no OMI to NFT. When we get... Some people are speculating that, MTL will make the market crash, and I think the way they're doing it will actually prevent the market from crashing. It might dip a little bit, but there's so many new people coming on. They could give 20,000 new people a day, be like, hey, you have the ability to cash out. Not everyone will cash out. They give the ability for me to cash out. I'm not cashing out. Now, again, that's just me, and I have, like, even if I wanted to, I only had 1,100 gems to cash out. So I wouldn't, but even if I did, it'd be so few. And most people don't, I feel like most people don't even have that much to cash out right now. But they could do that, 20,000 a day, and that's offset by the people that are coming in. So I really don't see any issues with that. But I really only see this going up. If there are any dips, I think they'll be very, very temporary. Ufuk Dolgan says, do you have any idea why Superman is mooning so fast? I think Taps Trades made a beautiful video before. Definitely go check that out at some point. Saying that, forget where he got the statistic from, but the statistic said that many investors are putting between 5 to 10% of their portfolios into collectibles. Now, this is something that I've been doing for years now. Again, starting with Pokemon, because they're better. And oh my God, Superman is at $2,000, $1,999. That's pretty legit. So definitely much less than 5. There's like less than 3% of these on the market. Wow, that's really good. when people asked me a while ago, hey, would you, um, what do you think the price of Superman should be? And at the time, the Todd McFarlane Batman was around 3,400. I was like, well, Superman doesn't have anything really working against it. It's just that, when compared to the Todd McFarlane Batman, Batman's just a little bit cooler than Superman. It's a little bit darker, a little bit grittier. And also, Todd McFarlane Batman is the first of the first of the first ever on here. It's the first season, the first one minted on here. Superman wasn't even the first season, but it's the first appearance of Superman, and I think the collectible actually looks better than the Todd McFarlane Batman. But anyway, there's more of him, but not too much more of him. And there is, like I said, not too much more of him, but I said about like 2,800 Superman could get to, but that's when Todd McFarlane was like 3,400. I knew Superman wouldn't go past him, but if the Todd McFarlane Batman stays around 4,600, then this could probably pass 3K at some point. And I get it, it should pass 2K before this, and again, with this meteoric rise, when it goes from here to here, don't expect it to then go up here. When it goes from here to here, expect it to go down here, which is a lot higher than where it was, and then supersede it. So, I'm not going to FOMO into anything right now. I mean, if they go and they say like, hey, there's a, but it's pretty much his price should have been higher from the beginning. Like the $1,400 that he was at was not. Yeah, it was like told people. I pretty much said double it to 2,800. Day OG says Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I was the Superman floor at 2K, and there's sub 200s for 5K ish. Sub 200s, not so. Yeah, so I've really only narrowed it down to the sub 100s. I don't know what the formula should be. The sub 200s and 5. It's just, but the 3-digit ones, like I had number 624. So when this was selling for like $1,400, I sold my number 624 for 22 something. So it's like 50% higher than the floor, which is nuts. So I sold that and I bought one for like 1,400 for, and I netted like 900 gems or 899, whatever. So I don't care about mint number. Like if I'm gonna like really care about mint number and I'm gonna spend a lot of money, I'll just spend a lot of money and I'll get a sub 100. So again, I didn't care. I just wanted the collectible. But again, that's just me. So moving on, Developer X says, hey bud, what's going on, Developer? How you doing? Ufuk Dugan says, it has reached 2K today. Do you think it can stay there? In the future, yeah, absolutely. Again, I wouldn't be surprised where, it might come down. Like again, the ultra rare Spider-Man went to 4K and now it's down like 3,400. Why? It's because a lot of the people that bought at 2K or 2,500 or whatever, and it's like, oh, I can make $800 in a day by just listing the floor. I'm gonna do that. So, you have people that are just like, yeah, that's gonna be the quickest flip ever. And I don't say I blame them for it. If they want to do that for one day, it's not bad. This is very good. You do that all the time. Well, every day, even if you did that once a week, like that's insane. To do that once a week, you make an extra $3,200 a month. That is more than most of the world makes. So, yeah. DOG says, yes, I noticed Tish Cargo this morning. Nice. David Perez says, Superman, do your thing. DOG says, is the price pumping before MTL? Cash out is a huge thing. So here's the thing. As many people expect MTL to really make the market dip, as people have already gotten MTL. They've done the KYC. They've done everything. They have the ability to cash out. And I haven't really seen it. The only dip I've seen is really just because of the 12 days of Christmas. That ended over a week ago now. And now, if anything, I did expect a little bit because there's nothing else. They have a comic book coming out on Tuesday, the first appearance of Bullseye, and that's cool. But they haven't announced anything crazy. Like there's no Boba Fett thing for the Book of Boba Fett, although I'm still expecting that for the end of the series. Like the end of the Hawkeye series, we got a Captain Rogers musical poster. So the end of the Boba Fett series, we might get something there. But like they haven't released anything. I don't want to say again. This is how crazy this company is. Where, oh yeah, they haven't released any groundbreaking things in like 2 weeks, and it's like, if one to expect a company to do that is just bananas. But they keep doing it. Um, anyway, before I move on, I'm going to ask everyone here a little bit of a flavor. If everyone could go like I'm going to do on my thing and smash that like button, that would be great. Because 142 of y'all watching and there's 30 likes, so really need a little bit more likeage in here. Anyway, I would expect people to be like, okay, well, there hasn't been a crazy announcement in a while, and I would expect some people to start selling some things to preemptively prepare for the next big announcement. Like maybe it's a Wolverine, maybe it is a Boba Fett character, maybe it is something that people would really. Maybe finally we're getting like, Fast and Furious. Maybe finally we're getting, I don't want to say Star Trek because the first Star Trek that came out was not good at all. Or now that I don't say I liked it. I completed the set. I mean, I sold the set, but I still completed it. It didn't really do well. That was one of the things that just did not sell out. So, yeah. And then, we got a super chat. Let's see what we got. We got Kobe Collects, $5 super chat saying, stop playing around and hit the like button, people. Yeah, listen to the super chats, because people that super chat have more knowledge and power. So, smash the like button. I'm sorry that was so awkward. You can go ahead and unsubscribe now. I'm sorry. So what was I saying? Yeah, I would expect the floor to dip a little bit because people are, but maybe when they do announce something, then they'll finally, there'll be some FOMO. Oh, I got to sell, so I got to get gems, but it's not happening. MTL has started, and excuse me. Oh. Bless me. So MTL has started, but the prices have only gone up. So more new people are coming in, and more money's coming in than is going out. So that is the key takeaway here. What else do we got? We got Zoom in, do your thing. Cloud Shack, a secret rare Spider-Man number 252 is $78,000 floor. It was like 225, and then it went to 150 and 78. So it has come down quite a lot. Kobe Plex says, oh yeah, that super chat says, Randy, keep it up. Love seeing you bringing friends on the other day and sharing the platform with them. Love the good vibes. Song choice was elite. And you remind me of me and my friends with the sparring. Love it. And Kobe, he also says, I messed up my English there, but I loved it all. Learned a lot about you that day. Inclusive AF, real friends, real people, real vibes. Enjoyed it all on the replay and felt hyped with you guys. Yeah, so there's a couple people that had commented like, I liked this more than hanging out with my own friends, or I liked this stream. This stream made me feel not alone. It's like, oh, my heart. So that was really fun. And me and my friends, we're just real people. We just have a good time. Nick Brett says, C3PO is my most valued collectible. I have mint number 87. I believe 86 is up for 8K for the lowest sub 100, and the next is 10K. I could put mine up for 10K as well, and someone will see and think the 8K is a deal. You're probably right, and they would probably do. That's a good way to sell. That's a good way to be able to get something to sell. Nick Bretz also says, but don't want to risk the chance of my collectible getting bought and taken away from me. Yeah, the sub 100s. So here's something that I think I can teach as well. In the ebbs and flows and the ups and downs of the Pokemon market, really anything that was like $9,000 and lower got affected by dips. Things that were well into the 5 figures stayed well into the 5 figures. They didn't really move. The super ultra rare, like, the top of the top, those typically only go up because they're bought by people that have a lot of money, and they are only sold when barely ever. They do not take place that often. So when you have something like a sub 100, Disney golden moment, you can go and you can say, hey, listen, I don't have to worry about a bear market. because most times people with sub 100s, at least of a Disney Golden Moment or of a Todd or Eddie Riso, Cigar Spider-Man, they're probably not going to sell. If they do, it's because like, hey, maybe I spent 10,000 on this. I could click a button right now and have $100,000 or whatever. And again, that's fine for us. That's fine for, you know, people like me and below. But when you have somebody like I said again that comes in from a different platform that just wants to collect the best of the best, the top of the top. Like I've seen people buy trophy cards that do not care about Pokemon. They just come in from Magic. They come in from baseball. World War II memorabilia collectibles, and like, yeah, I'll buy that. I'll spend $300,000 on this first edition PSA 10 Charizard. I'll spend a couple $100,000 on this super secret rare battle promo. Yeah, that's the thing. So I would say if you have a lot of money and you don't really, the sub 100s are something that will probably not only stand the test of time, but are pretty bear market proof. Because I've seen it before. Maybe this turns out to be different, but you're really just switching from physical collectibles to digital collectibles. Still, at the end of the day, it's collectibles. So yeah, moving on. Matt Mars says, at Randy, what are your thoughts on the secret rare Coke? People were buying it like $1,500, so if you can get it for like $9.90, probably an okay deal. Will it keep dropping? I don't know. I don't have one. If I had an extra $1,000, I'd either buy a secret rare Storm or secret rare Alligator Loki, or I would save it, because I only have 1,100 gems right now. And I would, that's not going to be enough to, if they have another Marvel, common through secret rare, and then I have to collect it. I don't have enough right now, so I might save that. MS47 says, best NFT in Veve. Best NFT, I would say, well, it depends how you judge it. I would say because the Todd McFarlane Batman was the first Batman, it was the first, appearance, or the first ever on this, that has so much ingrained into it. That whole first set in general. It's got a lot of weight. There will never be any first of the first. There can't be. That's always going to be the first. I would say the same with Secret Rare Spider or the Spider-Man in general, that collectible. But I would, and again, I'm not crazy about Taz. I know Rarity. I have one. I'm not going to sell it. The floor of that could go to 10K tomorrow. I'm like, nice. The only way I would sell it right now is if somebody, for whatever reason, likes my mint number. Like, hey, that means a lot to me. I'll give you, $500 above the floor. I'm like, okay. And then I would just buy the floor and then net that $500. That's the only way I would really sell. I wouldn't just sell it because, like, there's plenty of other things that I would sell before selling the Todd. Yeah. Tomo says, I think sub 1,000 season 1 sets will still hold value. Yeah, probably. Something that says like, oh, hey, 3 digits are a little bit nicer than 4 or 5 digits. So yeah. Matt Morris says, do you think I should sell or if and get an Elsa? So Matt Morris says about the secret rare Coke. Should I sell it and get an Elsa? Well, I already have an Elsa. I don't have a secret rare Coke. I would. Yeah, well, I don't have an issue with Steamboat Willie. I think he's great. I think his long-term blue chip. I'm just not nostalgic for it. I would get, if I had a secret rare Coke and I did not have an Elsa, me personally, not a financial decision, and I don't even want to say it's not financial advice because, well, it is not financial advice, but I would do that. I would sell the secret rare Coke for an Elsa, not because I thought it was a great financial decision. I would say maybe Elsa has a bit chance of mooning a little bit more, but I would do that just because I love Elsa. I have one because I love Elsa. I think that the secret rare Coke will definitely grow and that'll have its place. But there's probably a lot more people that are going to love Elsa. And, how many people, no, granted, this is probably just because I have a lot of friends that, are athletes, but how many people drink Coke anymore? How many, and I get it, one of the most popular drinks in the world, but Back in the day, everyone used to drink Coke, and now I feel like I barely know anyone that does. I outside of liquor stuff, I really only drink water. Protein shakes. Again, every now and then I have a daddy soda. Y'all were buying me some on New Year's, which was bananas. I'm surprised I wasn't hungover. But I think as people grow up, 40 years from now, yeah, Coke will probably still be around. Disney will definitely be around. But there's going to be a lot more people that know and love Elsa and have good memories with Elsa as opposed to Coke. I just, maybe they say like, oh, hey, my dad used to drink Coke a lot, and but it's really not good for you. Yeah, I get it. Maybe it reminds you of simpler time, and it kind of does for me too. But Elsa, yeah. So that's me. Otomo says my first and best NFT. Nice. Willow Kid says 1,000 gems. What's your move? If honestly, it'd just be to save right now. But if I had to spend it, see, I did not plan to be this secret rare storm daddy. I did not plan to have 5 secret rare storms, 3 of them being sub 100. It's just I saw that was undervalued and still is. So I don't know if I really want to get more. I got those just because it was undervalued, not because like again, I appreciate Storm and I love the history and she is undervalued, but like that's not. I'd rather get Alligator Loki. I would. But $1,000, it's close to if it was as we like a week ago or a couple days ago, Secret Rare Deadpool we can get for like less than 1,100, so I'd probably get that. But if it's for financial moves, I would say probably just a couple Wonder Woman. I think those are probably more undervalued than almost anything. Actually, what's the price of that? Because I haven't checked today, and I don't see anyone really. No one's really brought it up, so I'll take a look at the Wonder Woman just to make sure. All right, now she's up to 386. She was like 300-ish, like even like 289. So I was like, okay, but now at 386, she's still not what I think she should be or will eventually be, but is probably a little bit more properly rated than she was. Let's say one of her ultra rare Throg, ultra rare zombie Spider-Man, and that would be about that'd probably be about it. Yeah, the ultra rare Throg, ultra rare zombie Spider-Man, and Wonder Woman. That if I had $1,000 right now, that'd probably be good diversification. MS47 says best NFT in Veve, Superman and Amazing Spider-Man number 252 common original. The number 252 common, I cannot believe that is like $3,500. I think that's insane. And the reason why is because let's just say that this is you take a look at it. It has the common has more commons than the secret rare Hitmonkey, the secret rare Beta Ray Bill, and it is more expensive. And I do not really understand that. Where again, a Spider-Man, most people like that better than those other two. Definitely a lot more well known, but has less comics than the rest of the comics outside of those two, and then the Kang. But it doesn't have like, oh, this is like a fraction of what the rest of the comics. No, the rest of the comics. Let's say like 600 rares and secret rares, and these commons have like 400 or 500 secret rares, or I'm sorry, commons. So I don't know why these are like 5x the price of some of those. I do not see that. The secret rares, sure, I see that because there's less than 40 of them. But the commons, there's more of those commons, or almost as many of those commons as there are a lot of the other secret rares that are just, and those secret rares go for like $500-700. So I don't understand why. I think that is too much for this. And I'm not saying that because I don't have one and I want to get one. Although I don't have one, I want to get one. But but yeah, Superman is also one of the best NFTs on this app. Mauricio Arellano says, how much should I sell my Daredevil common 1100? I need gems. Comics, I do not know. I am not familiar with what you're gonna see here. Like let's say like somebody like Taps, that is a general knowledge specialist. He pretty much knows like the big patterns of the market. I would be like your specialist on Marvel NFTs and maybe a couple of blue chips and grails. Whereas Sleep in Comics or Comics and Crypto would be your specialist for comics. The only comics that I would really specialize in is one of them's out already is Hitmonkey. And then if they ever do like a Civil War crossover, if they produce some of those Civil War comic books, oh my good golly gosh, yes, I can tell you all about them. A couple Deadpool comics I'll be able to tell you about, but for the most part, it's going to be Sleep in Comics and Comics and Crypto. Those are the ones you're going to want to go to specialize for that. I'll specialize, like I said, mostly Marvel and a couple of others. But that you'll see that a lot more. You'll see people that be like, oh, hey, actually, yeah, I know everything about Coca-Cola. I know everything about Steamboat Willie. They'll specialize in their own thing. And that'd be great to have them on the podcast as well. Like I had Ty McDonough on for Voltron. It's a Voltron specialist, so I plan to have that in the future. But for the Daredevil Common 1100, I do not know. I'm the wrong person to ask. I'm sorry, man. Felipe B says there are also many secret rare Deadpools, low mint for not much money. Yes, there are. I like I said, I do love him. And we got Taps Trades. I know I'm looking at this about 40 minutes behind. Sorry about that. But he's saying sick jacket. Thank you, Taps. I appreciate you. And you noticing my... you didn't even see the back. Look at the back. Look at it. It looks so cool. I thought it was pretty legit. Thank you, Taps. Raj Sial says, gems are selling for cheap on Telegram, hence why prices are up. Oh, maybe that's why. Ha ha ha. Good stuff. But again, that might help it, and maybe that accounts for a certain amount. But when 50% of the gems that have ever been bought on the app were bought on the app in December, yeah, Telegram is probably not gonna. That much is probably not gonna, unless people are selling like hundreds of thousands of gems on there, which even still is really not that much compared to what's been bought. Matt Mars, is that Randy? What are your thoughts on the secret rare Coke? Should I sell it for Elsa or Superman? Again, I answered that before. If it was me, I'd sell it for Elsa just because I like Elsa more. Not really a financial decision. They'll both go up, but in the long run, Elsa should probably outperform the Coke. Alt Crypto King says, agree, Taps, wicked dope jacket. Thank you. Anthony Rodriguez says, Season 1 collectibles could be extinct soon. There could be some FOMO. It's only a matter of time until a certain amount of people could own certain collectibles from Season 1. Agreed. I myself have had said in the past that I would not sell a lot of my Season 1 stuff. And I had most of the sets. I had like 48 sets at one point. I have less than half that. I have like 23. But I have a lot more grails, and I think those are probably the smarter things to do. I will still have my museum in the Veveverse, but it will take a little longer for me to get. I have to wait till Omi Moons for me to complete that. Felipe B says, is the amazing number 252 common over underpriced? I think it's overpriced, in my opinion. What's up, non-fungible wonderful? We got Jinferno 3 saying 13 Harley Quinn red and black. Ultra rare was around 500 just a few days ago. Now it's 875. I know. I sold it. I forget what I sold it even for. It was to try to get something. I forget what it was. I sold all my Harley Quinns except for my Stephen Pugh Harley Quinn. That Stephen Pugh. Oh, 69 likes. Nice. I know I'm probably not going to make it, but there is one chance of me getting... I did it! Nice. I got it for Snapchat. I'm gonna... Yeah. 69 likes. Nice. I did it for Snapchat. Sometimes you do it for the Vine. Sometimes you do it for the Gram. Sometimes you do it for the chat snaps. Oh yeah, that Stephen Pugh Harley Quinn, I won't sell that. I love Harley Quinn. So I won't sell that. Vivi Monster said, I had 3 prides and sold one for him. Hope that was a good move. I think it was. I think it definitely was. Diego Pereira says, Pineapple Gang. Heck yeah. Nick Brett says, if you can get Superman, do it. At Matt Mars. Yeah, Superman's great. Matt Mars says, at Nick Brett's, what do you think it will be price-wise next month? Short term, if you're going to make your purchases on what it will do in a month, do not buy. Because anything can happen short term. It is, unless you're looking to flip flipping is, which is fine. You can make money, you can pay bills, but long term and generally is, hodling. You'll make more money doing that, in my opinion. Exidle says, "Sub everyone, what's going on?" Sean Garesi says, "How are you feeling about first appearance Superman or non-first appearance Captain America? Secret rare, not first appearance, but looks way better than the Marvel Mighty first appearance Cap." Yeah, I was really unfortunate. I was upset that they did that to my Cap. They gave the first appearance to the Marvel Mighty. It's like, damn. But that being said, Captain America is like, so there's in the lead up to Secret Wars in Marvel, you see that the Illuminati, which is Iron Man, Reed Richards, it's Doctor Strange, Black Panther, and I think and it was Professor Xavier. They were part of what was called the Illuminati, and they had to make some really hard decisions. And because they were so smart, they were so detached from the rest of humanity, they voted that Captain America be part of the Illuminati as well, to tell them, like, hey, no. And they didn't invite him in because he was super smart and could help figure out, these complex equations and complex problems. They invited him in because he was the heart of America. He was the heart of the Avengers. He was just the heart of whatever team he was on. And, when Captain America says something, okay, you listen, and that's the plan that you go with. He is one of the most well-respected and well-beloved superheroes ever. Like, people in other countries love Captain America, not because they love America, because they love what Captain America represents and what America should be. And I am upset that I only have one secret rare of his. Also, actually, now that you have said that, I can go and show you. Like I said, the secret rares, the sub 100s, usually sell for 2.5 times what the floors are. So if we go to Captain America's secret rare and we look at the floor, and it's $2,200 or $2,225, but let's just say $2,200 to make the math easier, right? And we say that, let's say $5,500 should be the floor, and we have one that is $5,500 that's properly rated. It's number 92. There was one that was below that before, but I think it got bought up. Yeah, but we have one that's $5,500, number 92, and I'd get it. That, just my opinion, I would get it. If I was going to spend a couple $1,000s on something, I'm like, spend a couple $1,000 more and get that. Because again, those will stand the test of time. But also because, if you get that, the next one is $2,200 higher than that. It's $7,700, and then you get that, then it's $2,200 higher than that. So, there's only 4 of them that are 10K and below in the sub 100s. After that, it goes to 15.9, then it goes to 25, then it goes to 30, then it goes to 50. So, only takes a couple of those being bought up. Really raise the floor. Puddin' Cheek says, S&G OGs. Puddin' Cheeks. I mentioned you before. All good things. All good things. Diego Pereira says, love your content / point of view. Thanks for sharing. Keep it up. Gracias. Randy Warren says, when you say something is a good deal, are you considering if it can be resold at a profit, especially considering tax? I'm saying it is a good deal considering what the prices should be worth at that point. Like, if you want to get something, I'm saying, for me, if I'm wanting to get something, I'm wanting to get it with the intention of not selling. Like, what the price should be, and then it's here. Oh, that's a good deal. I'll get it right this, because that the math the math is sound. But if you wanted to buy something that with the intention of reselling, well, it's a good deal because it's undervalued. So when that correction comes, and that correction makes it increase and rise in price, then you can resell it for a much higher thing if you want to. And again, taxes you really only pay on the profits, so it's not a huge deal. Ryan K says, what up, Randy? Dragonheart here. Good to see you. Oh, what's going on, Ryan K? How's it going? Dragonheart, I didn't know y'all were the same person, but good stuff. Damon HU55 says, thinking of joining your top tier Patreon, but it says only stuff about Pokemon. So the top tier, I guess I have to change that if that's all it says. The top tier Patreon is really only for, you get my cell phone number, or well, you get a cell phone number and the texts are forwarded to my cell phone. And you can text me anytime. So typically, I actually got an angry Facebook message today because I hadn't answered the person in like, I hadn't answered a lot of people in like over 24 hours. And I'm like, oh, hey, just kind of trying to make me feel bad. And it's like, and I could have been all like, drama queen diva about it. It was like, hey, I'm sorry. I get a lot of people messaging me each day, but on holidays I get even more. I feel this was, too long time. Sorry. But if typically if anyone comments on my YouTube, it will be answered before Twitter, before Facebook, before Instagram. I don't even check TikTok or Discord anymore. But if you want something answered like right away, and it's like, hey, this is a great deal that I could potentially have. Is this good? Is this not good? Then you have the option to text me, and it's $100 a month. You can text me, and then I will give you that. I mean, unless I am like running and I don't have my phone, or I am making love in the afternoon with Cecilia up in my bedroom, and then, but it would be right away. And you don't, because again, if you go and you comment on my YouTube, and I might not get to you for several hours, and that deal might be gone by then. That's what it is for, pretty much. So I have three people in the Patreon in that top tier. But you have to decide if that's worth it to you. You have to decide if like, and if you're looking at like a 5-figure deal, where it's like, hey, is this worth it? And I say, absolutely, go. And I think that's undervalued by like a couple $1,000s. Well, that already paid for a year or 2 years worth. If you think that, or the opposite, hey, is this a good deal? I think I might buy this for 20K. Like, absolutely not. You should not be paying more than 15K for this right now. Wait for something to come up. Wait for an auction, whatever. I would not do this right now. Then I save you 5K. Or give or take. So that would be the reason to do that. I mean, if somebody really, if you want to do that just as like, hey, I want to support you, honestly, just super chat. You don't really need, because but if you think like, hey, that's a good thing of value, and that is something that I will probably take away at some point, or I'll grandfather you in and I'll just raise the price, because if suddenly I have 10 people that can text me whenever they want, that could be a full-time job. So I would probably take that away, and again, you would be grandfathered in. You would just keep paying the 100, but the price would raise to like 1,000 or whatever. So yeah, it's $100 per month, and that's what that is. Noah Will says certain secret rare comics like X-Men 4 or Spider-Man 14 are extremely undervalued in my opinion. I have not taken a look at those, but I will trust your judgment, good Noah. Also, I haven't done a Patreon member shout out in a while, so I'm gonna do. And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. God bless you, please, Mrs. Robinson. Heaven has a place for those who pray. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So, Mrs. Robbins, again, I'm on a Simon & Garfunkel kick today. I don't know why. Devon Dagobah Outpost says, hello, Omi homies. Zero Cool says, yo, Randy, sweet jacket man. Well, thank you. Justin Mill says, where do you see the Todd going this year? If you asked me last week, I would have said 5K. But now that he's almost already there, I feel like it gets harder to, because the Todd isn't something like he's not a normal common that people could spend like 5-10 grand and really raise the floor of something, and take out a lot of those is very, very hard to do, because the floor is already for one of them almost $4,000. It's $4,700. So to move it $100 you have to buy you have to spend $9,300 and you move it that's insane. It is very very hard to sweep this floor. Now again, you could spend $50,000 and you could move the floor $300. That's freaking ridiculous. That's oh my god. So I think that the Todd is that's a look into the future of where you're going to have to spend so much money to buy something because there's just none out there. There's just none on the market. Again, I've seen this before. Seen it. Seen the future where you have these things where things get really high prices. Like let's say like Misty's Gold Duck. You might think, oh, I remember Misty Psyduck, from the show. And she had a Golduck in one episode, right? Well, kinda. She thought her Psyduck evolved, and it turned out that the Golduck that she had just wanted to try to impress her. The Golduck flirted with girls, which was really weird. Anyway, so she had a Golduck for one episode, but she has some in the cards and she has some in the games. And Misty's Golduck, first edition PSA 10 for Gym Challenge, is the second most coveted card in that Gym Challenge set, only being beaten out by Blaine's Charizard. So Misty's Golduck is better than it goes for higher than Blaine's Arcanine, goes for higher than Giovanni's Persian, which is one of the most beautiful cards out there. It's because it is so hard to grade in PSA 10 that it just doesn't come out it comes out maybe once or twice a year. So you have people that are going to pay so much money for it. That will happen here. Mark my words, that will happen here. And I don't mean that, like the floors of some things when there's, 8,000 editions or even, however many editions. That might happen for sub 100s. That might, they only come out every so often. You have to pay a certain price. So, yeah. Yeah. So for the Todd, where do I see it going this year? I don't know. I would be a fool to try to guess. 7K? 7K maybe? I mean, again, saying that $50,000, to move the floor price $300 is a lot. But then you have to spend spend $110,000, give or take. You would increase the floor price by $1,000. Well, that's six figures. Oh, hey, look at that. Traps Wellington has his out there for $5,800. But yeah, if $110,000 is spent, give or take, right now, you move the floor price up to $5,800. Okay, well, do another $68,000, and then you move the price up to $7,100. I mean, again, how many times are you gonna do that? That's $175,000, give or take, and you move the price up $2,400. Oh, okay, that you can do that, I guess, but it's just you have to assume that nobody else is you do that and nobody else puts their Todd McFarlane up for that. If it does do that and it's up to $7,000, I do think that this entire set can get, but I'd probably like 35 to 45,000 for the whole set, because I think that the Riso can go up. I think the Riso can go up to like 30 by itself. So maybe 50K for this whole set. And again, why I say that for the Riso is because if 2,000 millionaires come on the app, which they're probably already on the app, and they all want a Riso, they cannot get one. It is impossible for 2,000 people to get a Riso. And that's just millionaires. Like, that's just people that... So, I mean, again, when you have that Tish Chicago guy that, has like 11 of them, Lewis Morgan has 5 that he's put up for sale. Dr. Profit, Mr. Pags, me. I don't want to include myself with them because they probably have like a bunch each. But, I have 2. One of them I might sell. If it goes to like 30K before tax season, okay, instead of selling Omi, yeah, I'll sell one of those and I'll, you know, help pay for taxes. Honestly, though, I really should not, because there's probably other things that I probably should sell before then. But anyway, moving on. What do you think about the Mighty Marvel collection on Veve? I think right now a lot of it is, I do not really test any of my theories on the Eternals Marvel Mighties, because they are, it's just not fun. It's just not fun to do, and it's kind of in a league of its own because there's so many mints and it's really not popular at all. At least for the Eternals. Captain Carter is really good. She's like the cheapest set to complete on there, or one of them. And actually, I think the best bang for your buck might be the Steve Rogers musical poster, because it's around the same price, if not a little cheaper, and it's an ultra rare. You know, Captain Marvel's only rare, but the Doctor Doom and the Red Skull, the Doctor Doom in general, Red Skull is probably maybe a little undervalued. That Doctor Doom, I feel like, is only 5,000. Yeah, that should be a lot higher. In my opinion, that should be a lot higher. That'll probably reach $1,000 this year at some point. What's going on, Ryan Romantic? How you doing? But yeah, Micah Saunders, I have the set. I have all of them. I even have multiple of some. It's good. I like them. But they could be gamified at some point in the future. But yeah. We got Flickerbit saying, great insights as always, Randy. Better long-term investment, 4,500 Todd or 700,000 Omi? Well, 700,000 Omi would be, even if it's close to the Todd, even if it's less than that, 700,000 Omi is probably going to be a lot. Like, even if 700,000 Omi is $500 less than the Todd and it's $4,000, I think that 10x's this year. And the Todd, I don't think will 10x this year. I think the Todd can double or triple, but yeah, Omi to the moon. Whippets Run says, Todd and Superman out of reach soon? How high do you think? Well, I mean, it's out of reach for some people already. You know, if you have a bunch of people that maybe have an extra, like, maybe an extra $100 every 2 weeks, jeez, it'd take forever to get there. I mean, they'll do it. Again, I've seen people that do this in Pokemon, that they already work full time and they don't have enough. I've seen people go and get an extra job, work an extra 20 plus hours a week at like Walmart, 7-Eleven, what have you, work for months just to pay for a card that's several $1,000s or $10,000 or whatever. I've seen them do that, and if you want something bad enough, you can get it. If people want something bad enough, they can get it. There are, everyone's got an excuse, but people that want it bad enough will get it. And, they'll say, like, well, my job's only giving me this. Okay, well, get another job. I don't mean, like, replace that job with another one. You can if you want, if that, you'll be happier or you'll make more money. But I mean, get another job. And I'm already working 40 hours a week. I worked double that for 4 years. Like, blow me. Excuse my language. I'm sorry. Didn't mean that. Any kids are watching, I apologize. But that is how strongly I feel about, I'm working full-time. That means nothing to you. Think working full-time means anything to, like, a Mexican landscaper that's working 70 hours a week? It's like, no. Like, any people that work in, like, an Italian kitchen? No. That is laughable. No, but I have children. Okay, then you have another obstacle to overcome. You have to find a way that you can work extra, and, well, honestly, that's hard. You have kids, you really want to spend time with them. But if you are single, or you're not married, you don't have kids, and you don't have any other obligations, just work. If that's what you want. If you say, like, I could get this, but I'm happier, I'm happier in my bowling league. I'm happier, grabbing drinks and playing darts after work. By all means, be 100% happy. That is probably the key to life. But if you really want something, you have to work to get it. Realtor Aaron Baker says Superman could sell for 5 ETH in my opinion. That would be what, like $20,000? Everything is undervalued when you zoom out. So Taps Trades also said in his video before that, again, I don't know where he got the statistic. It was on a website, and Taps usually only says things that are true and verifiable. It was on the website that he was on that he had said that collectibles right now are only a certain amount of people are buying collectibles in their portfolios, and they expect it to be like a lot more in the future, digital collectibles. And Taps Trade is like, nah, it's going to be a lot higher than that. So I understand what you're saying, where a lot of people are going to be, we're very early to the space, and a lot of people will come into this in the future. But to say that Superman could sell for 5 ETH, like $20,000, it's a lot. You know, there's somebody that has a Frank Kozik NFT out on, not the ones that we have, not the Labbits, but he has one on there for like 3/4 of 1 ETH, and it's not really selling. Now I get it, it's Frank Kozik and it's not Superman, but it's just a buddy of mine that happens to have a Frank Kozik NFT. It's on there for not even an ETH. It's had it on there for I don't know how long. It's not moving. So now again, that's a Labbit, or that's a Frank Kozik, whatever. It's not a Superman, so I understand, and I do think Superman will grow a lot. But $20,000 is that's 10x from here. That is a lot of money, and there's just so many of him that I just don't see that happening. I really don't see that happening anytime soon. Just because there's so many of them. Janoy Evans says, "What's up, Randy? Should I hold my ultra rare Steamboat Willie number 53? I would. That's a great yes. That's something I would hodl for at least well through this year, seeing what money comes in, seeing where it settles, see where it goes, because that can be that's already worth 5 figures. Let me check that ultra rare Steamboat Willie. I'll give you an estimation real quick on what I think it would be properly rated as. So if I go to the drops, go Steamboat Willie, go to ultra rare, so it should be 4x of the floor. Floor's 4,100. So figure about 16.4 thousand for the sub 100 in general. I say 16.4 thousand, but you actually cannot get one below 19.9 thousand. And anything, there's nothing sub 70. There's number 71. But the cheapest sub 70 is number 64 for 2.8 million. Obviously nobody's buying that, but if you put a number 53 out there for 25,000, I'm pretty sure that would sell. And the sub 100 floor should be about 16.4 based on the floor of the floor in general. But there is none out there that is currently undervalued. The one that's most properly valued, or at least close to it, is number 87 at 19.9, pretty much 20,000. But again, that's number 87. If you put 53 out there, where that's surrounded by stuff that's in the middle. Well, actually, number 42 is 100K. But number 53, if you put out for 25,000, I think that would be bought pretty well. That would probably be bought, in my opinion. But like I said, I would probably hold, because that could moon. Yeah. V-Curve says, starting off my new channel, beginning on New Year's, Veve versus Recur. V-Curve, New Year's resolution challenge in 1 year to see which one wins. Would love support, ? Well, I think they could both win in their own right. I think they can both grow and be successful. And whether you're all in on Recur or all in on Akomi, you want both to win, because that will just grow the hobby. So I want both to be successful. Matt Mars says, at Randy, what are your thoughts on the secret rare Coke? Should I sell? I think I've answered this like 3 times already, so but again, if you're gonna sell it for Elsa, sure, I would do that just because I like Elsa more, but it really what makes me happy. Wes says, Recur doesn't have any NFTs. Veve has over 3 million. Veve is the winner. There you go, Recur. Well, again, Recur doesn't have any right now. Their passes, though, have like more than double. Their passes selling for like 650, 700. I do not have one. I don't think I would get one. Just because if I want an NFT, someone could mint it and I could just buy it from them. Legacy T says, I never got your take on the Amazing Spider-Man 252, Uncommon 163 before market ran. Oh, you got an uncommon. Wow, it's a really low number. Again, comics I don't really do, but if the common is going for 3,500 and you got a super low mint uncommon, it's worth a lot. Probably more than 3,500, maybe 5K. But again, I do not specialize in comics. Realtor Aaron Baker says Sleepin needs to put Superman in the top tier on his site. He wears the S. He is the S. Do the right thing. I haven't seen the his site, but I am curious. So, what is S tier and what is not S tier? Maybe he doesn't like the amount of mints that Superman has, and it's not in the first season, and maybe that has that couple things working against it. But again, I don't know why. But I like him. OS says that Mars definitely wouldn't sell now. Abby Gonzalez says, what do you think about the common Mickey Willie? Well, let's take a look-see. Take a look-see, shall we? And there were, 19,000 of these made. That's a lot. So out of 19,000, so there's more than 5% of these, because that would mean about 1,900. Yeah, so there's maybe about 6 to 7% of these, on sale. 418. So maybe $4,200 for the sub 100 floor. And you could actually get two. You could actually get 96 and 97 for 3,200 and 3,000. And those are probably slightly undervalued, but the ones that are closest to being properly rated is number 78 at 4,300 and number 58 at 4,400. So if you were going to get one, 97 and 96 are definitely the cheapest and a little undervalued, but the number 58, that just looks awesome. It's a sub 60, 4,400 is pretty properly rated. I'd probably get that. But again, if I didn't really care about that, I just wanted a 2-digit one, then, number 97. 97 is $3,000. Number 96 is $32.99.99, so $3,300. So I'll get number 97. Moving on. Slava says, how do you assess when it's good to buy for Pokemon cards? And how do you think we should assess when to buy with Veve? Percentage list really depends on when it was released, i.e. MC1 much lower than Fantastic Four number 5. Well, Fantastic Four number 5 and MC1 have both been released for like months now. But when it's good to buy Pokemon cards is if I see, the previous sales that were. Again, I've had whole formulas for this where it was not as direct. The Pokemon cards, PSA 10 would sell for 5 to 8 times what the 9s were selling for. And in some rare cases it was 10x, and rare cases it'd be 3x, but anything above or below that, something super off. So I would use that. I would use to see what people have been, how many of them are in the pop report, how many of them have been graded in the pop report, how many of them are PSA 9, what is the rarity, how often are these actually selling, versus how many of them are on there right now. Can you sweep the floor? Can you buy them all up and suddenly there's not available? And then there's a lot that goes into Pokemon cards, a lot more than this right now. Because this, we've never seen anything not on the market. For Pokemon, I just see that all the time. I used to be the reason for that all the time. List really depends on. So when to buy things with Veve is if, again, Secret Rare Alligator Loki, the first one I ever bought was for $1,600. So when I saw them at like 800, 900, I was like, buy those all day. Buy those all day. Well, I originally got Storm for $1,900. Secret Rare, and then when I saw her at like $749, like, this is stupid. Buy. I bought a bunch of them. I bought 2 sub 100 Secret Rares at $1,550 and $1,599, where I got the first one that was non sub 100 for $1,900. Like, that's lunacy. That's stupid. So when I see stuff that was selling for this and now it's selling for this, I buy. Again, if I have the gems, if I have the money. VCurve says, well, Recurve's at 17. Oh my God, Recurve has at 1,700. Jesus, man. Because now Gary V, whatever touches turns to gold. It's a competition, New Year's resolution, so it'll be a fun challenge. That's great, dude. I know a couple of people that have a couple of passes, and they're doing well right now. Good for them. Evan Montuile says, "What's with Riso? Well, King has returned." The Riso, yeah, the King has returned. Yeah, that is correct. Kobe collects says, lessons and fundamentals learned in Pokemon collecting and collecting in general really do help and translate in Veve. Time spent learning will reward you. Yes. Yes. I believe, and there's a little pat on the back to myself, but I believe that in the future, again, people use my formula for Pokemon cards that I created 2 years ago. People will use this formula for years to come. Nobody knows about it right now. I've been telling as many people as I can. A couple of y'all are listening. Again, Elijah Horst can tell you, it's my first Patreon member, how much money he made on Pokemon, how much money he's making, now with this. There's a lot. There's a lot. Jesse says, WW Wonder Woman small pump. Jesse says, at Kobe Collects 100%. Kobe Collects says, oh, hey. You guys, yeah, Kobe Collects and Jesse are having a romance over there. Kobe Collects says, stop playing around. Hit that like button, people. Aw, thanks, Kobe. Thanks, man. Cynox says, I can't consciously spend more than 1,000 on a collectible where I can get 100,000 only for the same price. It's a fair point. That is a fair point. It's a fair point, sir. Ronnie87 says, I jumped in recur today myself. Nice. Kobe Collects laughing. Matt Mars says, at Randy, what do you thought? Secret Rare Coke. I've answered that like 6 times already. And now I understand. I am currently like 50 minutes behind on comments, so I'll try to keep this going. Jesse said, bless your soul, Randy. Thank you. Pimpokio knows says, just broke my finger on that like button. Punisher says, did you buy a recur card? I did not. Ronnie says, got a prime. Nice. Only player one says, I deposited all my OMI. Nearly 3 million OMI tokens to my Veve OMI account. It should be converted to layer 2 automatically without fees. When the switchover happens, yes. JJ says, any opinions on Starfire? I sold her and my Barda and a bunch of everything else so I can get a second Riso. But if I go to the brands and I go to the bombshells and I see Starfire, all right, so less than 5% of her, actually less than 4% of her, is on the market. She's for 1.1K right now for the floor. So the sub 100 should be about 4,400, but she's old, so it'll probably be, wow, there's only 2 sub 100s of her. And number 48 is, actually no, so she's only a rare. So actually the sub 100, so honestly, number 40, there's only 2 sub 100s. Chicago's got number 67 for 15,000. So if you want a sub 100 of her, getting one for $6,000 is really not bad, especially when the floor is 1197, so 1,200. This is a rare, so figure 6. Yeah. This is undervalued. A sub 100 should be about 6K, a little bit more than like 6,600, but a sub 50 should be even more than that. So like probably 5 figures minimum. So a Starfire number 48 at $6,000, I think that is pretty undervalued in my opinion. Because it's not even a sub 100, it's a sub 50. But again, the only other sub 100 out there is number 67 at 1,500. Now, by all means, if you buy this, there's a chance that number 49 comes out and it's like 3K. I don't think that would be the case, but there's a chance that you get that and number 45 comes out and it's around the same price or even less. Like, oh, I could have got the 45. Again, that is not a bad, that is, and the way the math works, that is pretty undervalued. But she's been at like $1,000 for a while. She was at like 2,000 at one point. But she's been around this price for a while. There's only 37 of her on the market. But if you go from, let's say, price high to low, there are I'm going to take away the 6,000, the number 48, and I guess I would take away the 15,000 as well. You take those away, and you take 10 of them away. You take every one away that is 2,500 and above. Then suddenly it goes from 37, minus those other 2 sub 100 to 25 left on the market. That is not a lot. That's not a lot at all. So you can really go and spend about $12,000, or let's say So you could spend about 12,000 and 14,000, let's say 15,000. So you could spend about $27,000, and the price goes from 1.1K to like 1.8, and then yeah, that's a lot. So yeah. Kobe Collect says, I'd rather an Amazing Spider-Man 14 common right now over Recur Pass, in my opinion. Only it might not be the right play. I can't stray from Veve even if others are near good. I don't search for gold when I found diamonds. That's just me. Everyone's different. Recur not for me doesn't mean recur not for you, and vice versa. Fair point, Kobe. Fair point. Matt Mars says, I feel like recur will take over Veve. Just my opinion, though. I would bet most of my OMI that would not happen. Wes says, Kobe, exactly. I'd rather just buy Veve compared to recur, which we have no clue what's going on. Fair point. Again, I think recur will be successful. I don't think it'll be more successful than Veve, but it'll definitely be successful. All right, 90 minutes. Let's see what we got here. She smashed the radio with the Board of Education. Da-na-na-na. Turn up the static left of the state of the nation. Da-na-na-na. Turn on the flame, step on the gas. Burning the flag at half-mast. She's a rebel, forgotten, said. And no one knows where Maria went. Maria, Maria, Maria. Where did you go? Be careful what you're offering. Oh, dude. Green Day is so good. Green Day is so good. Eros Guzman says, what do you think of the Superman? You think it's smart to sell it under 2K? I've sold a lot of things, and I have not sold Superman. Preston Ty Anderson says, hello, Ice King. I know it's very hard to say, but what do you think one God resource will be in or one gold resource will be in E2? I don't know. It depends how much gold you're able to mine. It depends how much gold we're able to get. Depends how rare it is. I mean, if we're getting like 10 gold a day, I don't know, 25 cents? Because that's an extra $2.50 a day just for the... Yeah, let's say 25 cents to start. Me Too Mastermind says, my Veve app still doesn't load open. It's been months. Oof. Oof. Have you put in tickets? Have you... what's going on with that? Slava says, do you feel low mints will hold value when we have OpenSea? I think low mints don't matter on OpenSea, but Veve is creating its own culture. I think that low mints will matter even more on OpenSea because, again, on OpenSea, who's going to want number, like 8,000, Groot rare, animated or not? They're going to probably want, out of all those, like, I want something special. And they probably get the sub 100. So I think that will matter at some point. Oof. President says, sorry, value of one gold resource at E2. Yeah, it's figured. Yeah, maybe a quarter. Alfred Montaner says, Randy bought 4 secret rare Loki today. Oh, so that was you buying up that floor. Damn. Dude, good for you. I am very, very happy for you. That is all right. So you have, if you only have 4, or if you have 4 in conjunction with what you had before. Let's say you have 4, and I have 12, and Dr. Profit has like 45. We have together, so it's 16 plus 45, 61. We have a very over 7% of the market, of the total market. It's a lot. we have a lot. It's good times. Ronnie87 says, yeah, it could have been a bad move, but I'd rather live with having tried while the getting is good than to look back and regret not taking the risk. Preach. Frank says, earlier today I sold a sub 3,000 Wonder Woman and 6 comic books and bought Wonder Woman 331 for $770. I also have Wonder Woman 1591 to sell later. Nice. AR says, I'm a bit disappointed about the Pizza Planet truck and Iron Man because they have increased so little in price over the past 4 to 5 weeks. Well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe there are days it's going to be yet to come. I don't know. I like Iron Man. I do not have Pizza Planet truck, so yeah. I like it. I don't really care what the price is, because I won't sell. I mean, if it goes to $50,000, maybe it's, I don't know. I don't see that happening. I could see Riso's going to 50K at some point. Maybe not this year. Maybe like in a year or two from now. But I definitely see that going high. Like I said, I think that could reach 50K the set. 4 or 5 weeks. Then I was wonder if Ido will have his time. I hope so. Type A Travels says, I know you've been asked before, but what's the value of burning versus holding? If the purpose of burning is to reduce the supply, can't a whale just as easily buy up and hodl 100 collectible versus burning? So there's a couple of ways to go about this. Where you have, right now, let me see, 45, well, between, one second here. All right, so between me and my 12 secret rare alligator Loki, plus Alfred Montanaire's 4, plus Dr. Prophet's 45, we have 61 secret rare alligator Lokis. Now, if you take the 800 that were minted, and you minus the 40, for the 40 whatever, you get 760. Times it by 0.08, 0.08, that's 60.8. So we have about 8% of the whole supply. That is a lot. If you have 8% of a company, and that's not including a couple of people that, when they asked, there's definitely a couple of other people that are currently, that have it, and that have been buying for around 1,000. When you have something that is, I'm still on Starfire here. Let me go to, come on, profile, see where Loki. But is the lowest mint secret rare for Marvel. Now again, this could be replaced at any time. They could have, a Lockheed, which is a dragon, that is Kitty Pryde's pet, has pet dragon. You could have Lockheed. You could have Lockjaw, which is Inhumans. I think it's an Inhuman pet. It's a dog. They could have 400 or 500, secret rare, and suddenly this doesn't become a special. Now it's the only secret rare that has less than 1,000, but that could change. Spider-Man and Captain America have 1,000, but this is the only one that has less. And you have less than 5% of them available on the market. The cheapest one being $1,275, so almost $1,300. So this currently is still, you spend, let's say, 15,000, and suddenly the floor goes to 1,800, and then you spend another 20,000, so you spend 35,000, and the floor goes to 2,600. Yeah, it's a lot. And out of the 60, or I'm sorry, out of the 60 secret rares that are sub 100, 20% of them are owned by me and Dr. Prophet, and there's only 4 of them out there right now, and the one's at 45. So there's currently no secret rare that is sub 100 that is currently undervalued. Those are all these that are out there right now. I would not buy the sub 100 alligator Lokis because they're not undervalued yet. But when you do stuff like that, that's just one collectible, and we're just a couple of people. When you have 4chan get in this, and you have a couple of rich people from 4chan that just want to watch the world burn, and they do it, let's say, like, they just want to make little girls cry, so they take all of the Corsicas, or they take all of the Tropicanas, or whatever, and they just burn them. And it's like, we're just going to buy them and burn them, just to make people cry. I mean, this is going to get, I don't want to say dark, but this is going to be bloodbath. There's going to be wars in here that are going to be fought with and you could have people that want to control renting that say, like, oh, hey, when it comes out that, let's say there's an Ultraman city and you need that first secret rare Ultraman or something like that to be able to enter that, and people, they want to control the renting out, they buy them all up, and them and their 10 friends, they all say, hey, let's put in an extra $5,000 each, let's buy 100 of these and burn them all. I mean, you also get points in the Master Collector program for doing so. I'm really curious to see what the benefits are. and why people would burn rather than just hodl and then just rent them out. Maybe if they're trying to rent them out, but they're not being rented out like they should be, or they're having a hard time renting them out. They have to have 10 of these. I'm only renting out one like every other day. This is stupid. Then they might burn them. Might sell them. I don't know. A lot of it is speculation. Red Ghost says, Randy, what do you think? Do you think there will go secret rare Deadpool? Now he's slowly going up, where he could get in the next few weeks, 2,000, maybe 3,000 floor, even higher. He's very undervalued. Again, I love him. I don't... Wherever he goes, he goes. I'm upset I didn't get any when he was... again, I got one already, but I'm upset I didn't get more when he was under 1,100. Justin says Pepsi is better. I don't know about that. John says, are you still hodling him? I'm not. John says, I wonder if 300 editions can get him to half a Donnie. He is currently... Oh my god, my back. I have to end this soon. My back hurts. He is... I think he should be no less than $30,000 because of how scarce he is. And also considering what Donnie is as well. Harris says, what's up, Veve fam? What's going on? Fukdogan says, hi, bro. What do you think about Superman? I think he's becoming more properly rated. Ronnie87 says, I think it's good for Veve to have competition. I think it would be as well, but right now they currently do not have any. Red Go says, it's like golden moments they pump in a few weeks after the last drop, maybe. It says Wonder Woman had a pump. She like 380. Yep. Brooke says, is that Spider Guy secret rare any good? Yes, that's secret rare Spider-Man for me is always a good value. Vinny Chase says, you're right about Spidey, my man. Up 1K, so undervalued. Told y'all. Shoe Seller says, fire. Selfie King S says, Randy, I still can't believe you don't see a problem with the soon MTL. When? End of next month. Again, they've already started rolling it out, so it's already here for some people. Jay Sands is Wonder Woman versus Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom. I love Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman will increase, but Doctor Doom is just fire, straight fire. Honestly, I said that just because I like Doctor Doom more. I don't know which would be more undervalued. There's certainly a lot less of Doctor Doom. There's about half of Doctor Doom than there are of Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's probably more popular, but DC movies are not as good. Marvel movies as Doctor Doom will be great. DeLargo says, I'll also have a museum for... okay, interesting. Batman Black and White. Okay, that's what you mean. Museum for Batman Black and White. Okay. All right, thought you meant something else. If we're doing at Jay Sands, I prefer Dr. Doom. Same. Moonboy says, where can I sell 1,000 gems for 900 cash? You can't. People are selling 1,000 gems for like 700 cash. Carolyn Vintage Hi-Fi says, yo, Randy, I'm ready for a huge month of January. Would love to see a major exchange listing. Oh, same. I don't expect them until February, but it could be. We could get them in January. Who knows? Hamansufi says, what do you reckon Superman Mint 1966 is worth? So right now, currently, there is the special mint numbers. Almost nobody is buying. I've had dozens of people say, hey, this is the year that this happened. What do you think I can sell it for? They cannot find buyers. I'm not saying that will stay like that forever. That will probably change as more people come in. But currently, there is no... Maybe you get lucky, but you would have to hunt a lot to find someone that would pay a premium for it. Rose Goodman says, is there a way to convert gems to Omi? No, there will not be. Ufudogan says, is it possible to see 10 ETH for a Superman? No. Maybe like number like 41. You know, like in like a super low mint Superman. Maybe. But in general, like a floor, no. Cody Thrives. The market is exploding. I know, right? I know. Oh my god, my back. Forrest Hunter says, Evergrande has suspended trading in Hong Kong and is... Oh no. Oh no. That is not good. That is not good. What is Bitcoin at right now? Bitcoin is at 46.8. Okay, it's not bad. right, Evergrande. Oh, man. Oh, stocks are going to get murdered tomorrow. Not that I have stocks anymore, but... wow. Evergrande suspends in Hong Kong as firm tries to raise cash. This is what happens when you don't pay your... This is why I don't buy into stocks. Asia stocks mixed as trading 22 kicks off. Evergrande shares halted. Oh, man. That is not good. I guess, Omicron infection is growing, expansion. Oh, this is... Ugh. Ooh. Well, gonna send this to my boy. Have him try to prepare. Alright, thank you for telling me. Because I did not know that this was going to be a thing. And maybe it can still be. Alright, still warned people. Wow, I have 99 likes. Thanks, guys. Matt Mars says, what's good, Cody? Carlos Aguero says, you a real slime ball? I don't understand that. Cody Thrive says, I like the $100 a month service. Even if 10 people use it, I think it's a good thing. People can hate, but I think it's amazing. Yeah, so generally, anyone else on my Patreon member list just gets a... they can be in the Meow Gang, and if you're in the Meow Gang, you can go and... like Michael Zolad's in the Meow Gang, and you can go and request a song whenever he wants. Thanks, guys, for over 100 likes. That means the world. But that's it. Everything else is just... Patreon is really just for people that say, like, hey, you know what? I really like the information you put out. You do a lot of hard work. Here's my support. So you can go in for $1. You don't have to be in the Meow Gang. You don't have to. You could just do $1 and be like, hey, supporting you. And or you could rent out space on my fridge if you want to advertise for yourself. Typically, I used to just charge one Tropicana per month, but now if you want a good deal for you, instead of paying $70 for Tropicana, you can pay like $60 and give me 2 alligator Lokis, commons, of course. Ooh, my back. Lisa 8 says, good evening, Randy and Omi Homies. Good evening, good evening. Fuck Dogan says, at Cody Thrive, you still think Recur will kick BB's ass? Did he say that at some point? Cody will be on the podcast tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard. No, 5 p.m.? I don't know. I forget what I said. Let me go and check my Twitter. And I'll go... Oh my god, my messages are not even loading. 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will have Cody Thrive on the podcast. I'm going to put that in right now. Thrive, 5 p.m. Okay, save. You think spillover into US for, I don't know. I hope not. Lisa says, good evening, Randy. Know me homies. Yep. Thanks for all you do for the community, Randy. Oh, thank you, Vivi Zombie. Thank you. Brandon Z says, Chicago in the thumbnail. I know, right? It's crazy. Yeah. Ed Feely says, is Foster Hilt, is he authentic? Yeah, I've had him on the podcast a lot. Seems like a great guy. Always has really good spreadsheets. He's really good with numbers. I like him. He was subject of a lot of controversy because he was doing a thing with Andre Jick. But basically what they're doing is they say, hey, if you're new to the space, again, this is meant for people that are new to the space, says, and you're not sure which way to look because there's so many people making so many videos on YouTube, what you really want to do is, if you want a place to consolidate, honestly, if you ask me, the best place to, consolidation, Lewis Morgan has a free Discord. It's really good. But if you're new to the space and you say, like, I don't know which one to listen to, apparently what Foster Hill and Honor Jick do, they take, like, the clips of each one, the best of the best, and they say, like, hey, this person's saying this about this is saying this about this, and that's what they're doing. And again, if you're a business owner, or if you're working like 60 hours a week and you don't have time to listen to hours and hours a day of YouTube, but you want to join the Patreon for $100, again, this is Foster Hilton, Andre Jick's Patreon, and they're saying, like, hey, out of these 100 hours that have been posted this week, we condensed it down to a couple of hours of something that's really good that you should watch, and it's like your weekly wrap up. It's probably not a bad thing. That's for somebody that is new, and they do that for a month, and then they decide which ones are good for them. That's probably good. That's probably definitely really worth it. If you're already in and you're here, it might not be worth it. Again, the better $100. If you're here for a while and you think that, then I'd say mine would be better, because then you could text me whenever about any questions you had, and which deals I think are good or not good. Not financial advice, of course, just what I would do. Wendy, what's going on, Wendy? Saying Randy. I know I am about 40 minutes behind, but I hope you're doing well, Wendy. Drew Pear says, slept on Joe Madura Batman just before Christmas. Are we looking at new price point and up from here? It's hard to say. Who knows? I hope so. Carl R says, when OMI utility in the app do you think? Probably Q2 of next year. Or this year, I'm sorry. I think the first quarter is really just going to be about trying to get on exchanges. I hope we have OMI to NFT in Q1, but I wouldn't expect it until Q2. Diggy Dig says, thanks for your knowledge, Randy. No problem. Kobe Collects says, I have a video coming up and I can't truly record that video and upload it without believing Superman will hit 50K in a year. It is not even the best play in my opinion, but Veve is about to really blow. So just my opinion for anyone in chat that disagrees. I could be so wrong. Again, Superman at $50,000. I just don't see it. If Superman is $50,000, I will. I don't know. If Superman is 50, I don't know what I would do. I will eat half a cake on live. If Superman is $50,000 at some point this year, I'll eat half a cake on live. I was as Todd price prediction in 1 year. By the end of this year, probably I would say 5 figures. Kobe Collects as 100K, which is bananas. But I would say 10 grand is not outside the realm of possibility. Albert S says, if you have children, you usually lose. Oh, all right. That was Albert S that said that. I didn't say that. But it is harder when you have kids. Only Player One's great advice. If you want it bad enough, you'll find a way. Albert S. Colby Collects. Ha ha ha. Spider-Man Ultimate Animated. Spider-Man Secret Rare. I could see being 100K. Yeah. Abby Gonzalez says that Colby Collects. What do you think in 6 months? Oh, I have no idea. But also because, again, 100,000. Eminem bought a Bored Ape for $452,000, and he has no emotional connection to that. It was just for the flex. When celebrities and millionaires, again, there's lots of millionaires in here already. When celebrities come in and they're buying them, then you'll know. Lisa A says, Randy, if I was a bit younger, I'd work another job, but I'm too old to do that now. I worked like that in my younger years. I understand. I do. Well, how old are you, Lisa H? If you don't mind me asking, I know you shouldn't ask a woman how old she is. Because I know that if I had to redo it all again, it would hurt. And I'm not even old. I'm 31. But I did it for so many years. I understand. I understand what you're saying. Kobe Collects, Albert S. There's tons and tons of gifts and JPEGs that sold today for 30K that aren't a Todd, not a Superman, and just so bad. Ha ha ha. No offense to hodlers. Because Albert S. That one I can never predict right, so honestly I don't know. It just says good quality for OMI staking is cutting down that Marvel sales tax. I'd stake all my OMI if I could at least cut down by 50%. Marvel Disney sale tax. Shoot, I'd put away for a year if I had to. Yeah. Yeah. It just says, think about how many people would try to get to level 3 staking just to cut down on the tax. I'd gladly put my OMI away for 90 days to cut down my tax. Yeah, same. Kobe Collects says that Albie Gonzalez maybe 5K to 10K. Ultra Rare should never have been 5.5K. Well, Todd was 3.5K. Something had to give, and it did. Ray Grenade says, congrats, everyone. And he's talking about Givenchy, but there is no way that a Givenchy is 75,000. I don't want to no, I'll never believe it, but it's just like, I don't see that happening. A Pride, there's no way. There's it's only 6,300. Albie Gonzalez says 5 to 10K for the commons. Damn. Kobe Collect says, I own tons of physical collectibles and don't want their utility one bit. Veve has one thing these other NFTs don't have: collectability. Collectability is the most important thing in collecting. I like how I could have a bunch of these. Like, to buy a bunch of those Pokemon cards, they took up space. These don't take up any space. It's great. Ray Grenade is absolutely. Kobe Collects. I've signed Kobe Bryant and a signed Magic Johnson jersey. I don't care about the utility of wearing them. I have a signed basketball, and I would never consider bouncing the ball. That's a good point. It's a good point. Kobe says collectibles and collectability are truly collectibles. Albert S says good job, Kobe. Kobe Collect says, and Veve has utility already. What other NFT platform has something close to AR? Have thousands of views and content that I've made these NFTs utility, but even if they went up to a dollar, that's a good point. It's a good point. Kobe Collects, you're spitting some knowledge here. Squiggle6 says, agree, everyone collects something. VCur says, exactly, it's a competition. That's why you smiled. Brings people and others' point of view to bring us all together. Regan said, that's amazing. Congrats, it's insane. Auda says, AR is not enough at the moment. It's more than most everyone else has. But agreed, they'll have more than that in the future. Kobe Collect says, people love Spider-Man and these brands. If collectors heard, buy this Spider-Man and it'll never go up, they'd still buy it. Who's buying these Twitter NFTs without the promise of a club pass and pumps? Also a good point. Janoy Evans says, thanks for your amazing insight, Randy. Well, thank you for listening. Kobe Collect says, I love Veve. Guys, love having these conversations and hearing different perspective, and I respect all of your opinions. Thanks for letting me share too. Of course, there's a horse. Squiggle6 says, Veve official launch this year. The masses are going to make the additions look low in the future. I agree 100%. I Heart Song says, I value your opinion. Todd or Steamboat Ultra Rare? Probably the Todd. Yeah, definitely the Todd. VCur says, sorry, it's at 700, but depending what pass you have, you can easily sell it. Mine is worth 1,700. Oh, I guess depending on... Yeah, I know there's some different ones. Jin Slayer says, where you see Becky Cloonan going? Let me take a look-see at the Becky Cloonan. We're going to go to the app. I'm going to go to Becky Cloonan. Now, it's already bumped up a lot since the other day. But only 61 for sale on the market. So out of 320, so it would be 10. So 160 would be 5. So it's less than 2.5%. And 1.2 for the floor. So the rare should be about 10. Honestly, number 78 at 5.6 is not bad. It's really not. And a sub 50 for 12.5K is not bad either. Moving on. But so where do I see it going? I could probably go to 2K this year, if not higher. Sleeping Comics says, Randy, Happy New Year. Sleeping, I hope you're doing well. Ooh. KL NFT says, Recurse floor is 800. Congrats. Squiggle6 is 823 now. KL NFT says, nice. VCur says, also, I'm going to show how I turned a couple hundred into more than 10,000 on Veve. That's the reason why I created the channel exactly on January 2nd. Congrats. Ray Grenade is at Kobe Collects. So true. Plus, they need to pay for marketing versus Spider-Man markets for us. Also true. Ray Grenade says, every time a movie or show comes out, we're getting marketing. Good point. Squid Cat says, just stopping in to say what's up to you and Dashi and the fam. Oh, Dashi. Excuse me. James Wall says, I was up 400 on my Joe Medora Batman and sold him. A little bit of regret setting in. LMAO. Yeah, I understand. Nasara Gasara says, I'm sitting on 1,800 gems. I don't know if I should spend right now or wait until a new drop announcement. What would you do? I'm in the same boat. I have 1,100. I have... Oh my God, my back. I'm just waiting for a new announcement because I felt that in a new announcement, I would be able to... Things would drop and I could sweep up, or I could at least get something. But then it didn't. The market just pumped. It's like, well, I fudged up. I don't know what this weekend's drop is. Hope it's something good. But if so I'm holding right now. I'm holding my gems. Kobe Collect says at Nasara Gasara, do you have 0 collectibles? I'd grab something for under 50 gems, but also 1,800 is really close to Superman for his appearance. One of the best things collectible. Again, things can't really. I'm expecting a little bit of a dip because they had a meteoric rise. I think it's a lot to expect for them to keep rising. I would, going from here to here, I would expect them to dip a little bit before they go up again, but who knows? I could be wrong. Kobe Collect says, did you get Number 19 Amazing Spider-Man number 1, or 100 Amazing Spider-Man 14. Honestly, so many right answers. Combination of good plays. Not sure what the real true answer is, if there is one. Same. King J Man says, I'm going to be letting people rent out collectibles for free. All right. All right. Damn. Good for you, though. Good for some of them. Alfred Montanero says, oh, shit, just bought another Loki. I have 5 now. Oh, my God. He says, I need to stop drinking. Man, raising the floor. I want more. Like, I don't want to stop at 12. I want to be 13 and be a man. And you did. Now the cheapest is not $12.75. It's $13.49. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Well, 13. All right. So if I'm going to get another one, and am I going to get a number that's $13.49 at number $5.99, or am I going to get number $2.34 at $1,500? If I'm going to spend that much, I might as well spend the extra $100-something and get the $2.34. But that is a hefty rise there. That is a hefty rise. And now I would say 3K would be a good floor for the sub 100s, but the cheapest sub 100 is 4,500, so it's not as good right now. But that being said, if you go to editions low to high, there's only 4 of them that are on sale. And one of them is number 82 at 1.9 million. So there's really only 3 on sale. None of them are sub 50. So Alfred Montanero, you are everyone's hero tonight, at least mine. Chris R says, do you think common new Spider-Man comics is undervalued? No, I think it's actually overvalued. Slava says MC1 was released in August. 912 on the market. 1.6%. That has a 5. November, 2%. Listed gets lower every month, given no big price spikes, then everyone lists. Yeah, well, a lot of the people that are really into comics are not in yet, so I would wait until that happens. All right, 2-hour Patreon member shout out. My back hurts. I don't know what I'm gonna sing. My neck, my back. No. I did Maria. It'll be. Ha, you're dead, and I'm so happy in loving memory of your demise. As your ship is going down, I'll step by and watch her drown. Ah, you're dead, ah, you're dead, ah, you're dead. Ah, you're dead, you better be dead. Just remember what I said. Ah, you're dead, ah, you're dead, ah, you're dead. That is Green Day's Haha, You're Dead. I've been in a Green Day mood today, recently. Nasara Gasara says that Kobe collects. I have a couple of collectibles, but I think there might be a gem squeeze when they announce a big... I need to say for Pokemon. I'm really hoping that Pokemon doesn't drop until we have Omida NFT, but who knows? Oof. James Kelly says, Iron Man, in my opinion, very undervalued. Let's take a look at the Iron Man. Let's see what we got. Oh, I got one. So let's take the shortcut over here. Marvel Golden Moments. Iron Man is there is currently, so 1,200 would be, so there's less than 5% of them available. It's only 638. It was like $1,000 at one point. And 638. So let's say 6,400 should be a sub 100 value here. But there are none for even close to that 6,400. The closest is number 98 at 16,000. But at that point, just get number 69 for 16.9 thousand. But again, I do not think 16.9 thousand is an appropriate rate. I think like 7K would be appropriate for sub 100, but there's nothing that's even close to that. Again, the cheapest one right now is 98 at 16,000. If you want a sub 100 and you're dead set on getting one, like right now, I don't know if I'd get number 69 at 16.9 thousand, or if I'd get number 46 at 19.9 thousand, because that's a sub 500. Or I'm sorry, that's a sub 50. Either way, maybe that 46 might be worth it. Maybe that 69 if you really want one, but That's hard. That is hard. But again, you can just go and you could literally spend $6,000 or $6,400 and get 10 of these. Which one do you want? KrepoBrooke is at Nasara Gasara. Writing stuff down helps a lot. Make it go for it. Even if things drop later next week, next month, next year, they're great opportunities right now. Agreed. What's up, Dr. Strange? Says, what's good? What's the next Veve collectible drop if you had to guess? I would hope it would be like a Jurassic Park. I've been waiting for that for a while. I want a T-Rex. Call me a child. I want a T-Rex. KrepoBrooke says Gem Squeeze works well for getting stuff on the low. Superman was 700 a few weeks ago. Damn. And now he's 2K. KrepoBrooke says, but also might be 2K today and 10K tomorrow. 10K is too much. Sorry, is at KrepoBrooke. Yes, that's true. Thank you. KrepoBrooke says, I'd make a list of what you bought was the most undervalued for 1,500. Which bundle of 1,500 will hit 10K first? Some people are financially okay and just want the collectibles, so everyone is different. Good point. Kima Fernandez says 108 people, 108 likes. Perfect, brother. A little off now, but it was perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Cody Williams says Superman is 1/5 of an ape. Not that crazy. All right, fair point. KrepoBrooke says, really did find a way to get 50K on Superman very logically, but why I say a predict isn't set in stone. I'd love to hear anyone's insight when I release the breakdown. Yeah, release a breakdown. I say like a sub 50 Superman could get 50K maybe, but KrepoBrooke says there are pictures and gifts that sold for 50K during this very randy live stream, and they ain't no Totter Superman. That's true, but how many of those pictures or gifts are there 8,000 of? How many of them are really like have a lot? I think a lot of them are unique. Nasari Gasar says Pride can do 65K, maybe. It's just a lot. I think one of the only ones that's really buying multiples is really like Ray Fixie. A couple of other people might as well, but it's just a lot. Cody Williams says, I think Kobe is right. KrepoBrooke says, bro, space saving is so underrated, and so is authentication. We know everything is real in the Veve app, but every 10 days I have someone trying to sell me a fake Charizard. Yeah, it's rough. Beaker says, I managed to snipe Joe Batman for 550, now at 880. That's one Batman I'm keeping until the end of the year. Good. One of the first. Realtor Aaron Baker says, let's not forget Bill and Ted posters come with likeness for even more utility. Beaker says, Joe Batman edition 980. Nice. Aiko says, hi from Cali. Slava says, it's funny if you don't like reading my complicated math. Yes, comic collectors are not here yet. Yes, I've been streaming for 2 hours and my brain is pretty fried. Mr. Trim says, what's up from New Zealand? What's going on? Realtor Aaron Baker says, Kobe, I keep saying it. I said earlier Superman could go for 5 ETH on OpenSea. I think that's too much. I could be wildly wrong. I think some of them could go for 5 ETH if they're, like sub 100, sub 50, but the normal I don't think. That's just so much when there's so many of them. Sweetle 6 says UK Omi. Nasara says, I'm thinking about getting a rare Harley Quinn. Oh, do it. I got one. She's great. Aiko says, Superman is so undervalued. How high do you think he'll go this year? I think he's going to reach... Well, he's already just gone up a lot. Like, he already just increased like 40%. So I think he'd definitely get to 3K. I just... 5K just seems insane. But I'll definitely say 3K, 3,500 at some point. Squeal 6 says, the whales on OpenSea would love Superman, so shiny. I know that's true. Probably would, but it's just... We have more users than OpenSea, and I get it. They have more money. They have a lot of ETH, but I'm really curious to see how it turns out. Oh, we got a super chat over here from Developer X. It's a $5 hair super chat. I love you, man. I hope you're doing well. Good. Thank you. Thank you for the donation. I love you. Hugs. Where were we? Here. Oh, God, where were we? Hi from Cali. Okay. What's up from New Zealand? Man, very hung. Says, Secret Rare Spider-Man or full set of Golden Moments? Oh, that is hard. I just farted. I'm so sorry. I don't have a full set of golden moments, so if I had the opportunity, that's so hard. If someone were to offer me, hey, I'll give you a complete set of golden moments or Secret Rare Spider-Man. Well, that means I guess I could sell some of my golden moments that I have now. And that way it would net. Or they would say, I don't know, man. That is a really hard decision. I would probably, I really want a Walt. I would say financially, the best decision would probably be to go for a Secret Rare Spider-Man. Financially. But my wants and my needs, I already have a Secret Rare Spider-Man, but I don't have a Walt. That is hard. That is hard. I would say Secret Rare Spider-Man, though. Yeah. That'd be my decision. Developer X. Frank Kozlik is live on Veve NFT Spaces on Twitter speaking now. Very good. Tell me what's he saying. Tell me what's he saying. Regular TX dude says, does Veve have exclusive rights to Disney for a limited time? Or recur, for instance, offer other characters perhaps? No. Veve has it for I don't know how many years, but Disney will not go with anyone else. Why would they? Why would they say like, oh, hey, get some comics over here, but then get the rest of the comics on this app? They would not do that. They are sticking with Veve. And Developer X giving me another $5 hair super chat. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for feeding me, for making my back feel better. Every $5 donation makes my back feel not as bad. It makes it feel better. Oh, God. My body. Okay, moving on. Sorry. Squiggle6 says, Savage, love Frank. Yeah, he's great. Brendan Z says, I own 13% of the sub 100 Ghost Bears. Ma heckin' G. Brendan Z's an animal. Kobe Collect says, I'd honestly rather a million Spider-Man than a collection of 3,000 unique carnivorous cats with unique laser gun and eye patch. Yeah, that's a fair point. Fair point, Kobe. Kobe Collect says, there are Spider-Man fans from 50 years ago that are no longer with us today. And there are Spider-Man fans that won't be born for another 50 years. That's billions of people in between. That is a good point as well. Also, millennials are set in this decade to receive, I don't know how many hundreds of billions, if not trillions of dollars. No, granted, that's across the world, and but millennials are set to receive a lot of money. And millennials like collectibles. Regular TX2 says, I think printed comics will be a thing of the past due to the environmental impact. It's further cement digital comics as a standard, similar to when digital cameras came out. Ooh, that's a good point. And that is also kind of sad. Like, when they stopped printing the Encyclopedia Britannica, that was sad. And I get it, better for the environment to do it this way, but something about it's just, it's kind of the end of an era. It's like, well, if that's out of date, an old hat, then are the people that enjoyed that, are they also out of date, an old hat? Are we falling into uselessness as well? Those are some heavy questions. And I'd rather not think about that, so I'm going to move on. We got Developer X at $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Slava saying, all right, man, get some rest. Good to hear your thoughts as always. Dude, love you, Slava. Peace, bro. Mr. Trimmin says, I got Joe Batman 661 for $350 when he first joined Veve. Dude, goodbye. Goodbye. Kobe Collect says, there was never anyone collecting ridiculous rhinos 10 months ago, and likely there won't be any 10 months from... Yeah, there's a bunch. Most NFT projects will not survive. Most NFT projects this decade will fail. They might merge, but most will fail, go to zero. And these newer ones will... Vivi's won the decade. I've told people already. I've told them this for months. There's a reason why I put all my eggs into one basket. And it is not dumb. It is not stupid. I've done this before. Pokemon, Tesla, high-risk lending, Earth 2. Now Okomi. I have never been wrong. Moving on. Squiggle6 says, Brandon Ghost Bear Hunter, nice stat to have. It is very good. Enrique Matarduena says, I'm loading up on Omi and Veve NFTs. Get that bread. Cody Williams says, his Bored Apes is 10,000 editions with apes making different faces. I think Superman is better. Yeah, that's a good point. I think Superman is better. I don't know. My logic is flawed. Superman has 8,888 editions, so it is even more scarce than apes being one is flawed. That's a good point. Again, the utility that the apes have, though, is like, hey, you can't get onto this exclusive boat party unless you have an ape. Maybe see, that's the thing. I have the influence and I have the money to put on a party saying like, nope, only people that have this can get in. But I do not want to do that. I want people with no collectibles that just really love the hobby. Maybe they have one or two collectibles and they have a little bit, whatever. I want them to come and join and hang. Like, not everybody has money. If somebody else were to put on a party, like, hey, only people that have the first Batman set can come. Let's go! I'm in! Let's party! But I don't want to be the one to put those on. Yeah, moving on here. Developer X, that $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, Lorenzo Lopez saying, people out here pumping the unicornos, but Mickey's hat is still under 2K. What are the unicornos at? Yeah, Mickey's hat was going over for 4K at some point. Less than half that now. It's probably a good time to buy. Cody Williams says, because they are the same ape making different faces, I think DC backing Superman makes up for the one argument plus the flaws. It's a good point. Developer X's Metaverse Labbits. Yo. Ivan Anderson says, will Secret Rare Spider-Man pass Donnie this year? Probably not. But it can definitely close the gap. Secret Rare Spider-Man has its days where it will reach 40K and 50K, and that will happen sooner than you think. Remember when Miss Finster was talking to Spinelli in Recess? Spinelli had this thing where she was playing football and she was about to tackle this one guy, but he had like buck teeth and he had like a gap, and she's like, I can't tackle him. And like said, why couldn't I hit him? And it's because she liked him. She had a crush on him. And she goes like, Miss Finster, like, and Miss Finster knows it. And Miss Finster goes and like woman to woman, like advice saying like, listen, Spinelli, you like that boy and you're going to like more boys. And you might even like, I don't know if she said the girl thing, but like, you're going to like more boys. And everyone else here, these boys are going to like these girls, and these girls are going to like these boys. And then you're just the first one to develop feelings. But trust me, it's going to happen to everyone. And it's coming to them a lot sooner than they think. And that was a interesting episode. It taught people that, hey, because I have feelings for some, maybe some people, and if you were the first person to like girls when I liked girls since I was younger, and then everyone else maybe like thought girls had cooties and they didn't like girls. They wanted boy only birthday parties because they didn't want girls there. I was like, man, but that take that and apply that to this and what we're going through here right now, and the rise of certain collectibles is imminent, and they will come a lot soon. The rise of those collectibles doubling and tripling will come a lot sooner than many people think. Some people think they might have time, and you might, but am I Hillary Duff in the song Fly? Because in a moment everything can change. Literally in one day, like some collectibles went up 50%, which is freaking nuts, bananas. Enrique Maduena says, yo, I'm bedridden with lower sprained back too. Don't say bedridden. Oh, but maybe. Mr. Trimmin says, realistic price on a sub 70 Homer and Bart. Well, give me a second. I'll let you know. Sub 70 Homer and Bart. $6,000, give or take. Well, I'd say 6, but let me see where we're at now. Well, 6.9K is the cheapest for 97. So it's 69.69 for number 97. and then 7,000 for 92. So what'd you say, sub 70? I think if you put a sub 70 on there, like number, well, right now the earliest one, like the lowest one is number 65 for 9,500. But so if you have like, say, number 67 and you put it for like 8K, that might sell. But if you put it like for 6K, that would definitely sell. That would definitely sell, in my opinion. And that is fair, I think. Chambo El Latinomi says, I have the whole Disney collection and wouldn't change it for a Secret Rare Spider-Man. I think the value will get higher for the Disney full collection long term. I think Walt and Mickey will flip Spidey, in my opinion. I don't think it'll flip Spidey unless... Comics and Crypto the other day said that if, again, speculation, that if Disney goes and they say, hey, you have our super secret yearly pass, like in the Disney Club, which is like $20,000 a year, like minimum, and the line is like X amount of years to get one. If you can say like I have a Walt statue, and it gives you that utility, yes, that will double overnight. But if they don't, if it's just maybe they do get something for Glenn the whole set, but I do not think that can overtake Spider-Man. That is a lot. You know, the Walt and Mickey is great and it's cool and what it represents, but the statue was made in '93, and again, how many people are like super nostalgic for Walt and for Mickey Mouse? I think there's a lot of other characters that people are more nostalgic for. Just my opinion, though. Ooh. Eddie Barman says stamps are blue chips for sure. Says, you're right, brother, I'm on that Disney boat. Chambalat Nomi says, might be wrong, time will tell. Viker says, just subbed, love your vids for a while. Thank you, Viker. Regular TX dude says, do we know the specific utility that Omi will have in the Veveverse? Just picked up another 1.5 million today. 1.5 million Omi. Yeah, I figured I knew what you meant. Yeah, it'll be able to buy land, buy collectibles. You'll be able to rent out collectibles with Omi. You'll be able to rent out land probably with Omi. Participate in events. Omi will have a lot of utility in the Veveverse. Heiko says, would you consider Wonder Woman and Superman a blue chip? Also, would you sell Ghost Trap, Slimer, Ultraman to save gems to get a Mickey hat? I would definitely consider Wonder Woman and Superman. Yeah, Superman probably a little bit more because the statue is more epic. Wonder Woman, though, I have her. I'm not selling her. She's good to have, you know, first appearance. I think that's definitely worth it. But would I sell Ghost Trap, Slimer, Ultraman to save? You'd probably get five. Let's say Slimer. Slimer's not that much. Ultraman. If you could have, if you say, hey, here's the floor of the Mickey hat, and I'm selling a bunch of things to get it, and you can get, but I would not sell right now and only have half the amount of gems, and then suddenly what you sold goes up and Mickey goes, yeah, I would only sell everything when you have the gems that you can, and again, when I sell for gems, and the floor is, let's say, 500, I'm not selling for 495. I'm selling for like 475, so that it sells right away. Gold Ape's gonna moon, maybe. Jesse says, shout out to Kobe Collects. Uncle always says, when interoperability comes, the ape's gonna boom. It might. Krupe says, do you find value in top mints? Example, Harley Quinn. Yes, I do. And I'm not alone. There's few and far between right now, but that will be a trend that you will see. People collecting the top like five or six mints. Regular dude says, I have the gold ape, but wondering if I should sell. Well, again, depends what you want to buy. You know, if sell the gold ape to buy, you know, like something like a ultra rare Spider-Man, or maybe like a Todd, probably not a bad idea. But you know, if you don't need the gems and you already have a bunch of stuff, not hodl. See what happens. Apes tend to go viral, so. Uncle always says most decon stuff will, most decon stuff is low mint. Cody Williams says, as Veve grows, I think Veve will get more similar utility to Bored Apes, as more celebs know about that and create utility. That's a good point, Cody. It's a good point. Uncle always says, I would hold ape till interoperability come, then choose. The ape unstable at the minute could go back down to 2.8 or up to 10K. That's a good point. Cody says, with all the famous rich people owning apes, no point in them crashing the price. Uncle always says, only 399 gold apes available for public. That's low, and they are extra large. You know how many celebs contacts they got and influential. Regular TX Dude says, do you have any confirmation that Veveverse will offer utility, like being able to drive vehicles? We will most likely be able to do that. I don't think I have any inside info, though. Cody One says, oh, you talking about Veve apes? Yeah, he was. Realtor Aaron Baker says, Crypto Pro said Ultraman 7 is undervalued. Do you agree? I think as Ultraman being really popular in China and China not on board yet, yes, a lot of Ultraman is undervalued. Squirrel6 says Veve ape. Kobe says that Jesse, you're too kind. Uncle always says Ultraman 7 is only underrated if we get multi-language for Japan. Otherwise, it could get buried. Well, I mean, the Ultraman, that's still first season, and we should be able to get localization by Q1. If not Q1, then Q2, so the first half of this year. Regular X-Dude says, I have Ultraman hoping that Asian market will drive the price up when they get on the app. I agree. I think that will definitely happen. Oof. Cheesemo says, you think any SBW Steamboat Willie airdrops for people full sets? Probably not. Uncle always says, could be a long or hold short depending on the official launch and app multi-language. Todd Killer says, AKO Wonder Woman and Superman are definitely blue chips. Agreed. Frankie Boy says, putting my $37.99 Rogers poster on the market now cheap for $4.75. Hang on one second. $37.99. The Steve Rogers poster. How many of those were there? There's only 3,800 of them? It is not doing anything for me right now. Oh, wow. Well, you're putting it on for 3x of what the floor is, so 475. I can't even find it. I'm gonna have to scroll for so long just to get to even 200. Big/Smart knows who has exposure already and has. So in my opinion, they have already hedged or it's already baked in. So apparently, for Evergrande, the smart money knows or has exposure already, and they've already hedged. So the prices, I don't see too big of an issue coming with Evergrande for tomorrow's when the market opens. Jesse says someone was buying up low mint unicornos in the last 48 hours. Some very high recently sold prices. I gotta take a look at that. Cloudcheck says, sorry I'm late to this, but your Bowser jacket looks cool. Wah, thank you. I think it looks cool too. Uncle always says Veve Apes got Omikongs on Twitter, worth a link. That is worth a link. Regular TX Dude says, what do you think with extra cash now? Buy more Omi or buy more ultra rare Spider-Man, Superman Todd? At this point, I'd still probably buy more Omi. If I had extra cash in my account, definitely buy more Omi. Frankie Boyce is just posted at the top. Nice. Taco says there's the ultra rare Dragon Girl number 48 for only 6.5K. Yeah, I saw that the other day. Dan K says, damn, I missed the whole stream. Love you, Randy. I aped into a Wonder Woman today. Good. One more Patreon member shout out, then I'm going to go. I will never be afraid again. I will keep on fighting till the end. I can walk on water, I can fly. I will keep on fighting till I die. La 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 la. That is some Base Hunter for you. Uchikin says, Randy, you are amazing. Thank you for the content. Ekos, last question, promise. Do you think people will be able to change gems into fiat this month as promised? Some people already can. And do you think we'll have a crash because of it? No, I do not. Matt Hone says, hey, Randy, last question. Do you think the first Bond poster should be first edition? I don't know. I don't really have a dog in that fight. I don't have it. But the first ones probably should be, right? Skill6 says Ozzy Osbourne has a bat NFT coming out. Yes, I heard. Says that apparently you can bite the head off other NFTs. Nuts if that's true. That would be pretty nuts. Akio says, thank you. Next time. Everyone make sure to check out Star Helix, Wendy Stibalis, Kyle Willson, and Golden Assets. On YouTube, also at Nostar Helix, at Hey David Don, and at EQ_crypto. And everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. Guys, my back hurts. Pray for me. I love you. Meow, 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 wow. Love your insights and videos. Feel like part of the family. Price position on my Spider-Man 252 and Ultra Rare. I don't know comics, so I don't know. All right, I love you guys. Bye. Meow, meow.